You know, I really wish they'd let us play music up here. Make these long trips go by a lot faster.
It's against regulations.
Yeah, I never understood that.
They just don't want us having a dance party when a proximity alert goes off.
See, that's a dumb reason. Because we'd already be on our feet, ready for action.
Absolutely. Absolutely smashing.
There it is. Hello, I'm Antiderivative Jill, and this is Shore Leave number 3. And my Shore Leave shows are largely unprepared, so I'm not even sure what's going to happen today.
Yay!
But today I have Scotty R37 and Pleasant Valley Picker, also known as PvP.
Hello.
And the cool people in the chat, too. We've got Mad G. And so, yeah, basically we'll just talk about things that we liked during the year and things we're looking forward to in 2023 and whatever else.
Well, I'm looking forward to Star Trek Picard Season 3.
You are not.
No,
yeah,
I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, you are actually. We were making the thumbnail last night. And yes, you are actually looking forward to the live streams about it.
Yes.
Maybe not necessarily the show itself. More about you're more interested in the discussion.
I can't wait to arm wrestle on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I'm ready for that too. Well, wow. What if you love it and I hate it? This is going to be fun.
That'll make for good YouTubing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm already prone to hate it because of who's making it.
Yeah.
So is it still the same folks from the first couple of seasons then?
Somewhat.
Ish. Like there's a new showrunner now.
Okay. I wonder
And
if that'll
Allison
make me
Pill.
anything.
So Dr. Girardi, Rios, and I don't know if Elnor is coming back, but
the elf.
Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard. But yeah, I don't know. But it's a different. But it's basically going to be a TNG reunion, so I can't wait to see how they ruin them.
Oh,
They're absolutely going to. And I saw a few minutes of the season 3. Okay, so Ready Room, that show with Will Wheaton on YouTube. Oh my god. Well, if you skip past 30 minutes of Will Wheaton, you get to a minute of the new season.
I think I saw that last night.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, it's a bad tease. But the thing is, he's like Captain Picard. No, not Picard. Is a robot.
Right. Everybody remember Picard is not alive.
Picard.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Well, that's
He's
it.
a replicant.
He doesn't even exist anymore as a real person. So what's the point of the series?
Exactly. That's
paychecks,
the whole
I believe.
question.
Well,
like Scotty says, it's just a reunion show for the actors, so they're going to be having fun. But are we going to be having fun?
Hopefully, they're getting well paid too to destroy their legacy. But that's another story, I guess.
See, I wonder because we know that Professor Moriarty is going to show up. I wonder
Moriarty.
Oh, really?
What is the point of that?
I don't know.
Weird. Well, because
the one where in TNG where he was on the holodeck and
they
self-aware.
Yeah, that's right. And they ended up putting him in kind of a Matrix thing where he could go on
like
adventures.
that episode actually.
Yeah, but it still
It was
doesn't
a
make
good
sense to
episode.
bring back Moriarty. And if they do, then
it's
they
just-
have to bring back Barclay.
It's just fan service, I think, right? They're just saying, let's throw as much at the wall
Well, is he
and
going
see
to
what
have
sticks.
a
and
mobile emitter like the Doctor so he can get around and do stuff?
I don't know.
That would be cool.
We'll have to check it out.
Are they bringing Trelane back?
Well, they did Q in season 2.
Yeah, they already had Q.
Of course, they'd have to get a
I
different
didn't see
actor,
more
so.
than 3 episodes of season 2 because I just couldn't stand it. But I heard Q died. Somebody told me that. I don't know. What
Yeah,
that
he
means.
does. He says he dies.
So we have an immortal being who
I
dies.
still can't take that seriously.
Yeah, and considering that it was the crux of Death Wish, the one with Quinn with a Q on Voyager, where it was like no Q has ever died before, and considering that they exist in all of time, then that was a lie based on Picard season 2.
Yeah, well, I can't see how they could die.
Well, no,
if
it
they
wasn't
were-
a lie because nothing made past 2005 is actually Star Trek. So
Fair enough.
we're okay.
Good.
Yay.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I can see
And no,
that.
okay, so no, I did direct my nephew to this channel, and he actually does like this show. So I do admit that there are people out there who do like it. This
What,
is just
Picard?
my opinion. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I was shocked to hear that somebody likes this show.
It's just so strange.
You know, the one thing that really scares me, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's just a rumor or if it's actually confirmed, is what they're planning on doing with Worf, if any of that stuff I've heard is true.
It is one line in the trailer. If they do make him Mr. T from the A-Team movie and he is a pacifist, then I will be there with pitchforks and batleths myself.
Yeah, if they turn him into like some,
Buddhist Klingon?
pacifist, Buddhist minded, live and let live. Let's all have a big group hug and sing, kumbaya, and
Well,
he's turns into a soy boy Klingon. It's
oh,
like, oh, I'm just,
based on that trailer, I haven't seen the trailer in a long time, but based on that trailer, they're taking all of Worf's warrior attributes to have honor and protecting his friends and pushing all of those traits onto Rafi. And Worf is going
What?
to be like, I don't know, like a mentor or something. I have no idea
Oh,
what's happening.
that sounds horrible.
It does sound horrible, but maybe the trailer is misdirecting. I have no idea. Because there
Jeez.
is one very large, very big Star Trek fan out there who's seen this thing 3 times and he says it's good. But
His
you
name
know,
wouldn't be Rob by any chance, would it?
Rob, hey.
It rhymes
Actually,
with Rob.
this unnamed person, whoever they are, actually, I caught a few seconds this past a couple of days. I can't remember if it was last night or the night before. It just was, scrolling around YouTube, and I caught a live stream. And funnily enough, the person that you would think would be there wasn't there, but there were 2 other people on the live talking about, the new season of Picard,
Mhm,
and talking about, the filth in general. And
mhm.
they seemed to be quite happy with what they were going to be seeing shortly. So,
Yeah, but if you're on a Robservations, what are you going to say? I don't believe you?
well, the funny thing though, Rob
What?
wasn't even there.
Yeah,
So
no.
they could
I
have
saw
said
it.
anything, right?
Yeah,
I,
right. Well,
I
Rob
saw it.
wasn't
He
on
was
his
taking,
own show.
yeah, like I enjoy Rob as much as most people, I think. And if I were to show up on a Robservations, I wouldn't say to him, Rob, I question your judgment.
I would.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
Now,
I accept that he says it's a return to Star Trek, but I'm just like he was before he saw this himself. He said he was skeptical, he was not
Right.
trusting. So why would he expect me to be any different? I'm also, I've also disliked the past several years, the past decade of Star Trek that's been going on. And so I'm not saying he's a liar, but the truth is in seeing it for yourself. And that's the problem. That's the
well,
problem there. So even if this thing is good, it's still made by Secret Hideout, who have been betraying the franchise ever since they had a hold on to it, got a hold on to it.
yeah. And the thing is, Rob used to always talk about vermisit. Oh God, I can't.
Verisimilitude.
I can never pronounce that damn word. But anyway, he always was like a stickler for that, right? It's got to be believable. It's
Well,
got to be, this. It's got to be
oh, for
that.
sure.
And like it's all out the window with Picard because Picard's none of those things.
Well, it's really funny now that you mention it because we have referred to RMB as liking Picard season 3, but during the same stream that you're talking about right now, he did go on an hours-long rant about how the people who run Star Trek currently are stupid and they
Oh,
don't know
did
what
he?
they're doing.
Okay,
But
I
He
missed.
does
and
it all
they
the
don't.
See
time.
that.
But then he
And
also
that's what I
likes
watch him for.
Picard. This is
That's
the
weird.
dichotomy that I get confused by. It's like he says that he doesn't like it at all. And then he also says in the same breath that Picard season 3 is really, really good and a return to form. So which one is
Yeah,
it?
Well, could
there's some
it just
confused.
be that he's made friends with Terry Matalas? But
Well, he
it seems
does know a lot
I
of
don't
insiders, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen him have a conversation with someone and sort of brush against. They never bristle when people come on his show. It's usually people who agree with him. Like he's
Mhm.
invited people to disagree with him, but not many people do.
Well, Rob is pretty good at, you know,
Well,
putting
I
out
like
a-
his taste.
putting out an
I like his
argument. So
taste.
I don't
Yeah.
think I'd want to necessarily argue with him on a live stream because he could probably.
Oh, I'll definitely lose
probably,
against
you know,
Rob, but I
Yeah,
just
give you a
lose.
I would
challenge.
be honest with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Wow, there's the chat's ablaze.
Yeah, I know.
wow,
I
are
just
they?
want to say
I
hi
haven't
to
been paying
Tony
attention.
Stark. Hello. Well, yeah,
Hey.
congratulations, Tony Stark, on your new setup. I heard you last night. I didn't really get into the chat or anything, but I just wanted to say you sound great. Now we'll be able to talk to you. It's going to be wonderful. Well, because before he was just on his phone, and it would be difficult to listen to him if anybody else was talking. And oh, there's you. You're here on the panel.
There he is.
Hey, VP.
Yeah, well, I did
Snorted-
say hi earlier,
Snortapoopus,
quite a while ago.
Did you like the rocket ship panda thumbnail?
I thought it was awesome.
That was
Yeah.
made with AI art.
Yeah,
Really?
right. AR art. We're going to get into that too. We're going to play with
Oh,
that.
I thought it was maybe one of your kids that had done it, Joe.
Oh man, my
Yes.
kids are super talented if they did that.
Her-
Well, I
Her
thought,
littlest
you
baby,
know,
the
they-
internet.
They did it did kind of look like kid art, though. You know.
It did. It absolutely looks like crayon art.
Because we put in crayons. We wanted to make sure it was made with crayons.
Snortapoopus says about that drawing, are you trying to pander to me? Oh, speaking of babies, I'll be right
Uh-oh,
back.
Here we go.
And it's perfect. You know what? This is wonderful. I don't know, PvP. Did you see the stream over on Captain Infinity's the other day?
Well, was that the one with you and Jill holding down the fort for like
For
6.5
like 6 hours? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now it's
well,
fun.
I was
'cause
there. I was there chatting a storm up. If you don't remember, Scott.
No, I do remember, but I'm just for everybody who wasn't there. This time is different because now I can actually show the chats instead of just reading them. So thanks for
Right.
hanging out. But I do remember you were there. I just wanted to.
Well, I kind of figured, well, I mean, it's always fun to hang out, and I had, it's one of those crazy Christmases when there's a million things I should have done, but I didn't because there was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I do
Like,
that.
Canada Post still hasn't delivered the 12 rent checks to the office in Victoria.
Well, yeah, we
Oh,
just
wow.
experienced how slow Canada Post can be.
Yeah,
I sent a
it's-
thing a long time ago, and it finally got there.
And I was so worried, right, for weeks. Like, I realized this like a week and a half ago. It's like, oh, damn, I mailed it like on the 8th, right? So anyway, I finally got on the phone, made about 6 phone calls to the office, got a really awesome, nice lady.
So
She
it's
was very
not done yet.
helpful. No, finally I got in touch. She called the landlord here in one of the buildings, and she called me and she said, "Oh, you can just drop it off, put it in the black box on the wall in the lobby, and just put another check in there for January, and it's all good."
Thank you for
So
the update.
I was like, oh, like 1,000 tons lifted off my shoulders a couple days
Oh,
ago.
that's great. I'm glad you got some good news.
Yeah, I know I shouldn't be talking
Lemon.
about this. I know
Mm.
nobody cares about my. my
Well,
problem.
no, we just wanted to talk to the chat as well, and I'm glad
Yeah.
that we have resolution on that.
I know I
Yeah.
should
Thank you,
keep it.
PvP.
I know I should keep it to sci-fi and stuff. So
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah,
I
totally.
Do
am
the
too.
evolution,
I'm glad I'm here too.
and those kind of things getting resolved keep you around, and that's good.
Yeah, well, it does
Hey,
kind of mess
evolution.
up your Christmas, right? So it takes your thoughts
Mhm.
off of things you should be doing.
No,
and-
yeah, I definitely want
So
to say
hanging out. Anyway, getting back to what my point was, when Scotty was talking earlier about the captain disappeared stream.
yeah, that was a
it was
fun
such
stream.
a relief just to take my mind off of my worries and just chat with you guys, even if it was just by text. It was still fun. So,
Well, I'm glad you got to play.
and I thought, hey, I mean, it's just you two guys, and if nobody in the chat says anything, it's going to be a long stream trying to think of things to say for 6 hours. So
I think we did pretty well. It's always
You
fun to
guys
get
did
together
great.
with Jill and talk about Star Trek, so it's great.
that was very entertaining.
Do the Evolution says hello to Jill and to Lemon. Hey, Lemon is here, who also says hello to Do the Evolution 78. Snortapoopus is here. Hey, Snortapoopus, I doubt I will think much of it because there probably isn't any polar bear representation in it. That's true. There is a certain level of underrepresentation when it comes to popular culture. We need more polar bears is what I'm saying. Bring back the Coca-Cola ads with the polar bears.
Yeah, those were fun.
Oh, hey, did you read from Do the Evolution? Because I didn't get to say hi to him. I wanted to say hello.
I did. I said
I-
that he said hello. or they said hello.
Yeah, but
We-
I see him a lot in the Captain Infinity. Speaking of him, stream, and I wanted to make sure I said hello.
Oh yeah, no, feel free to like bounce back
Right.
to whatever you want. It's your boat.
Mhm. Right. Did they get rid of the polar bear Coca-Cola commercials?
I haven't
When was the
seen
last
one of
time you've
those
seen them?
in years?
Yeah, you're right. I guess I haven't.
I haven't
Like, I remember-
put the TV on this year for Christmas. I've been on here all the time.
Oh well, no. CTV Sci-Fi does movies all week long, and so I've seen like a movie marathon just going constantly. It's
Oh,
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I just have basic cable, so I don't have the Sci-Fi channel included.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But that's
You
okay.
don't
There's
have
tons of
Sci-Fi.
stuff online I can watch. So
Yeah, absolutely. Streaming and everything.
yeah,
Piracy.
That,
Well,
too. Hello to the Comic Relief Crusader.
Ahoy.
He's just started up streaming again. He's been away for a while, but he's restarted his Titillating Tuesdays. If anybody wants to check those out, he
Delightful.
does a really great show on his own, and so it's really fun to listen to him. And Kapla to Bird of Prey 5.
Hey, kapla.
Hey, kapla.
I saw he did a stream earlier. I didn't get a chance to hop in there, but I'm
It
gonna
was a
check
full
it out
house.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Everybody was there.
Good bot.
Did the bot do good? I didn't see.
Jess, how are you? More phenomenal, I hope.
Did you get
Hey,
a
Gorilla.
$20 tip or something, Jill? I thought the bot.
Jill
said-
got a $50 chip the other night from Eugene Bird.
Wow.
Eugene Bird, yeah.
Yeah, when
Wow.
we
Did
were
I get one
playing
now?
The Longest Journey. I don't know. I didn't see.
No, okay,
That's
no,
awesome.
I didn't. That's okay. I don't need them. They're just surprising when that happens.
Well,
It
it's
was
pretty nice
crazy.
when somebody does that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, hello to Gorilla's Random Thoughts. And so I'm just going to say hello to the chat here.
Yeah.
No new Drek counts as canon. The bear hath spoken. So,
Star Trek Beyond is good. Changed my mind.
But even if I agreed with you on that, it being good doesn't make it canon.
That's fine. I don't care.
Okay, good. Great. We're okay then.
For me, it does. I don't have to. I didn't say I had to change your mind. I know your mind isn't changed.
Um, well, this is exactly the thing that Captain Infinity would have wanted us to talk about on his actual channel if we were there.
Mr. Brown's Alliance. Happy,
Hello.
the ultimate Trek shill. Yeah, well,
Oh my god.
he's my Trek
well,
shill.
he wasn't though. He wasn't though. Since 2009, he's been complaining about Star Trek.
That is the only thing that I would argue with him about is Star Trek Beyond.
Hmm.
I think that Star Trek Beyond is actually respectful to the canon because when they show the Franklin and the uniforms from the Enterprise era with the Mako and everything like that, that was the first time in Star Trek history that they like finally sort of went back and referred to Enterprise, which I thought was great.
Yeah, but they did that terrible thing again where they had Spock be overly emotional at
Yes,
a moment that made no sense.
I'm not saying it's perfect, and it is
Well-
a mischaracterization of Spock. I agree.
The thing with Spock and Uhura having a thing together too, that was like, what?
Oh,
No,
right.
I
and
know.
She has some kind of necklace or something that
That
he
was
puts a
just-
tracking device on her. Come on.
That's just
Spock
weird.
Spock is the Ross from Friends of
That was
Star
just
Trek.
weird. I did. That was the third movie, right, Scotty?
Yes, sir.
Ross.
Yeah, actually, I
Ross Keller. That's who
as
Spock
far
is
as,
in
as
the new
far
Trek.
as, as far as the three.
Well, I don't
of-
remember what the friends are.
Oh, really? You don't know Friends? Never mind then.
No,
My
I
mistake.
do. Okay.
Oh, I know friends.
The dinosaur guy.
Yeah, that's Spock in the JJ verse.
As far as the three movies go, I thought Beyond was the best of the three.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I actually, I just decided, okay, this is going to be crap. I'll just turn my brain off, eat my popcorn, and
The
enjoy
best
it. And
of
I
the
did.
worst.
The best of the
No,
worst.
it was fun though. It was just a kind of mostly a brainless fun movie, and I took it for that. And
Yeah,
I got
it's
my
the
money's worth.
valedictorian of summer school of the new Star Trek
Well, the thing-
movies.
The thing is, the first one made no bloody sense with the, the Romulan and time travel and all that weird stuff. The
Yeah, it
second
caught
one
me.
was properly titled Into Darkness because that's what it was for 2 hours. It was
Oh, it was
two of
terrible.
the darkest hours in the cinema I ever spent. I actually started looking at my watch about 15 minutes into it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's a bad sign when you spend more time watching your watch than watching the screen.
Well, and the whole thing with that was that everybody, it's like, no, Benedict Cumberbatch, first of all, is playing John Harrison. And then it turns out to be Khan. And I was like, come on, man. I like Benedict Cumberbatch fine, but he is not Khan in any
Well, he's not-
stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. He's not a
Like,
bad
it's
actor,
just
but
not the character.
it had nothing to do with the character we know and love. It's like,
Well, exactly. Like, and
you
I
can't
just think
replace Ricardo.
you cannot. And I just think that Benedict Cumberbatch was too white to play Khan Noonien Singh. My opinion. I don't know if that's a hot take.
It wasn't just that. It was just he just didn't seem to even get the character. Like he just seemed like a different character. And then
Hey,
the plot was so convoluted. I didn't even know what was going on half the time in that bloody movie. Actually,
Herc is here. That's what I'm looking
yeah,
for.
I got a good turn. 14
Oh,
watches.
hello,
so
Herc
it's nice.
130, and hello to Hex
There's
Allen
Gloria.
Comics. Hey, also Arabic Sunder. I know probably Scotty already said hi to you. I just
No, I haven't touched it. Me and PvP have been talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hi to
Great.
everybody in chat. Sorry, I haven't been paying
Mhm.
attention to the chat, but
Well,
there's a lot of people
yeah.
here today.
Hey, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. How are you doing?
He's going to be upset with me in a matter of minutes.
Oh, he's already upset with me. It's fine.
Okay, great.
He's always upset. But he can join the panel if he likes. Snortapoopus Cuber says, I think some people are so desperate. Yeah, this is exactly what I think. Thank you, Snortapoopus.
I'm
I
in
think
with this.
some people are so desperate for good Trek that they grasp at straws.
That's
Any
me.
new Trek that doesn't smell of the scrapings of a cesspit gives them hope that it might be good.
It's
I
true.
think That's
how
why
I
Strange
feel.
New World. That's why Strange New World seems to be getting so popular with some folks. Like
I'm,
of all the shows, that seems to be the one people gravitate to. I've noticed.
and I'm going to go to Prodigy. I'm going to Prodigy next.
Is that the one where they're all aliens?
Yep.
Mm. Sounds well. It sounds different.
That's why I'm put off by it, but I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, I have heard some stuff that it's of all of them, it's like one of the more watchable ones, if that means anything.
Right. So-
Well, it's just the only one not produced directly by Secret Hideout. It's produced by Nickelodeon, and that's why
Right.
it's the only one that's not disrespectful of the past or trying to turn it to something it's not. Even though they get lots of things wrong, they're probably trying to learn. It feels like it anyway. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I haven't watched more than 3 episodes, so I can't really
Me either.
make a good.
yeah. I haven't seen any.
Judgment on it,
I've just heard
exactly.
other people talking about it, but
But as Snortapoopus says, yes, I am so desperate for good Trek that I
Yeah.
will grasp at Prodigy.
yeah, his comment is very, very valid for sure.
But it is also kind of childish too. There are moments where they're making a kid show. It's Nickelodeon.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of which, Herc 130 says, I love kid art. It's the truest kind of art. Picasso only wishes he could draw the family dog with 7 legs and 3 eyes.
Oh, heebie-jeebies.
He probably did actually. Some of his paintings I've seen. Actually, I got to see Picasso like real paintings.
Mm.
In real life at an art gallery. They had
Is
a
this-
big.
Was that when the Boy Scouts invaded Washington D.C.?
Yes, it was. That was
Yay! I remember
1997.
things.
1997, and I went to Washington D.C. for like 3 days because I had to see it because it was the only chance in my life I'm probably ever going to get to see those paintings. And being someone that took 4 years of art school, I just had to go because Picasso's like he's like a god, in the art community, right? So
Right.
anyway, it was the blue and the rose period paintings. I don't know if that means anything to anybody.
Not a
here, but
thing.
Just type in Picasso blue period,
I'm not
rose
going to
period.
Google stuff now.
Well, that's some of his early stuff, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's earlier. That's before Cubism.
Mhm.
And the blue period stuff, as it might indicate, was kind of somber and sort of depressing subjects, but really beautiful paintings. And then he got after that he followed with the rose period, which was like a lot of circus performers and more happy, merry type of themes, right? So, but
Yes.
they were great paintings. I mean,
Nice.
it was a National Gallery, and they had a huge exhibit. I don't know, it was probably over 100 paintings, and I probably spent hours and hours and hours in there because you could get right up close and actually look at the canvas and see the brush strokes, and you know, it was
The
like
last
different
time
than
I
a
was in
book.
DC, I went to the Smithsonian and I got to see the captain's chair from Star Trek.
Oh, that's
That was
cool.
fun.
That's one thing I missed, was getting to the Smithsonian because it was so busy. It was just packed with people, and I just didn't get to see much. So
No,
that's cool, Scotty. Wow.
yeah.
You didn't see the Enterprise, so I guess.
No, we went to the Aeronautics Museum, but
Mhm.
they had taken down the Enterprise and they were
Oh.
fixing it, restoring it. So I didn't get to see it.
They seem to be
Well,
doing
let's
that
get
a lot.
away.
Seems like it's always being restored. They seem to take it down regularly.
That's fine.
Oh, Lord
Uh,
Thoth is here. Hello, Lord Thoth. He
Thoth.
says my Exo 6 Colinar Spock just arrived.
That's
Whoa.
that's
Oh,
dope.
that's so cool.
Yeah. So
Well,
is
someone-
okay. So is the Colinar Spock? Is that long hair Spock, or is that Robes when he boards the Enterprise Spock?
Well, I'm wondering, I'm guessing that's how he looks when he receives that necklace
doesn't
that he ends up
receive it.
throwing it. He throws it on the ground, or
Isn't
or
that in
somebody
The motion
puts it on the
picture.
ground.
motion picture? Yeah, when he's on Vulcan.
Yeah, he
doing
doesn't.
his,
He doesn't accept it.
So
right?
is it going to be? So it's long hair Spock.
It must be.
Cool,
I
cool,
don't
cool.
know. I guess we'll find out in a minute.
That
Yes.
would make
And
sense.
the Comic Relief Crusader says Canada Post is always slow.
Yes,
during
Yeah.
yes.
Christmas.
But last year I mailed it, and it was delivered in 4 days.
Wow.
Well, they held
This
my
year,
present
I mailed
hostage.
it on the 8th. It said out for delivery 4 days later on the 12th. And then I checked a few days after that, and it said delivery delayed, and it's been delayed for like the last 2+ weeks. So I think they lost it, basically.
And well,
And
Snortopookus
tracking number
asks,
don't help.
do they deliver it still in horse-drawn wagons?
Yes.
They must be this year. I think. Well, we've got
Yes,
an
they do, if you
unusual
don't eat
amount
them.
of snow, so that was the excuse. But I talked to the lady, a few days ago at the office down in Victoria, and she said, "Oh, all the snow's gone down here." So
Oh yeah, it's like plus
there's no
12
excuse
here.
anymore, basically. So, but by the way, speaking of snow, we got half a foot again last night.
Oh no, it's 12 degrees and gray. Happy
Oh,
New
you're
Year's.
right. You're right, PvP. I totally missed it. Eugene Bird did just tip $20. He
Yeah, I
says,
thought I
Wow.
saw that.
"Hail, Jill, my non-woke idol. Hello, Snorty. Hail, Nat G. And beam us up, Scotty. We'll listen to the convo after work. Have
cool.
fun today." Thank you, Eugene.
Well, there's something for the
It's so
kids' college
generous.
fund, Jill.
I know. I'm squirreling it away. It'll all be thanks to Eugene Bird.
That's cool.
He's putting my kids through college.
That was one of the funnest streams for a while. The chat was responded to 100%. Yeah. Oh, Captain Infinity when he disappeared. Yes, that was pretty
Yes.
great.
We needed
can't-
material.
I wonder if
I
the
don't know
captain-
where Scotty pulled all that material from, but he did amazing.
you guys
It
were
was so
great.
fun. It was so
You
fun.
guys really kept it going really, really well. Yeah.
Jill has me blocked. Hey, James Caserta.
Hello, James Caserta. I don't know how I'm still seeing you when I blocked you.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's not working.
Hack the planet.
I'm just kidding.
Snortopookus
Snortopookus
says,
You go ahead and read it, Scotty. please.
we disassociated ourselves with Coca-Cola since they told everyone to be less white. We drink
Mhm.
RC Cola now. Fair enough. I haven't had an
That's
RC
good.
Cola in forever.
I haven't had one of those, in more than forever. Jeez.
Yeah, that was the most ridiculous program that they did. Anytime someone wants me to tell them what woke is, that's what I tell them. It's Coca-Cola's Be Less White program.
I've been trying for so long and I can't. I just can't.
You can't. That's because you can't. It's
Exactly.
ridiculous.
I've been trying.
Maybe you should hit the tanning booth like 10 times a day, Scotty.
No.
That's cultural appropriation, and
You'll
we
get
both
skin
know it.
cancer, but hey, you'll have the right look, right?
Comic
You know-
Relief Crusader says, "Hail, Merry
Mm.
Christmas and Happy New Year."
There's something disconcerting about a person who has a full suntan in the middle of January in southern Ontario.
I agree. It's
Do you
not
see that a
healthy
lot?
either.
Not a lot, but when you see it, it's like, where did you go anywhere? No. All right.
Yeah, it's those tanning booths, but I would never use those because I think you could really
It's how
hurt
you turn
yourself.
into Naugahyde by the time you're 60.
Well, yeah, and you could get skin cancer, melanoma, or something, right? So,
Well, thank you for bringing some cheer.
well,
that's
I'm
true,
just
definitely.
being realistic. That's all.
I know. I didn't know
Also-
we jumped into an episode of House.
I'm warning
Also,
folks.
if
Don't
you
do that, folks.
tan too much, you can age yourself too. Also, so that's the downside of that.
True.
Bird of Prey 5 says, probably better you didn't see my stream. I was quite angry. Well, that's where you're wrong,
Oh.
Bird of Prey 5. I mean, as long as it wasn't sad, angry. I actually really do enjoy your rants. So it could have been fun.
James Caserta says, imagine getting Jill mad at you.
Right? I don't even
Yeah.
know what happened. I don't
Me
even
either.
know. I wasn't even there for that.
Okay,
There's-
stop yelling.
Lartha says no one agrees with him that Beyond was good. No.
That is not
Yeah,
true.
that's true. That's true. Scotty
It
is
is
alone.
not true.
He's the
Fine.
only person ever who likes this movie. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
That's me.
He is on this stream. But I guess PvP did say that he liked some of it as a brain dead movie.
Well, yeah, it was entertaining for an action film, kind of. Once Kirk hit the motorcycle, and I thought that was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, Yamas Queen just says, I hate Spock with Uhura. I like both characters, but separately. Yes,
Agreed.
their dichotomy is beautiful, and they
Well, they'd
present
never-
it perfectly in the original series.
They'd never get together. I mean,
But yeah, exactly. The most we'd ever have is that one scene where Uhura was just a little whimsical, and that was it.
about
Good
the
use
That's
of
as
the
far
word
as it ever
whimsical.
moved.
Vulcan has no moons. Was that the scene?
Yeah, that's the scene. We
Okay.
got
That's
it.
the one.
Yeah, that was a good scene. But yeah, it was more like she was just trying to kind of get a rise out of Spock, I think, actually.
It kind of worked a little.
It
Mhm.
did. It did. That's one thing I loved about Nimoy's portrayal of Spock, though. He knew just at the perfect moments to put, raise that eyebrow and put that little bit of annoyance, subtly into a scene.
And that's the thing, Eugene Bird. Zoe did look beautiful as a Uhura, but she wasn't a Uhura. but she definitely looked good. And that's the difference between the JJ movies and Strange New Worlds. The new Uhura, they didn't even try to make her
Oh,
look
is
like
that the
Uhura.
Uhura that looks like a linebacker on a football team? I think I saw a photo of her somewhere, and it was like, that's not the Uhura I know.
Hello to Pop Culture Curator.
Hey,
How
pop
you
culture
doing?
curator.
Pop culture.
Yeah. Just look at the guy who played Kirk in Strange New Worlds, and then ask yourself, why am I watching this?
Mhm.
Oh, there is
Right,
only one
exactly.
Kirk.
Oh, wow. Aren't they going to have like 3 different Kirks? I don't even know. Like,
Oh,
I-
jeez.
Well, and this is, I usually push back on this and say that I appreciate the recasting. I think that Carl Urban does the best Dr. McCoy since Dr. McCoy. I like Chris Pine as Captain Kirk in Star Trek Beyond. But when it comes to Captain Kirk, especially after rewatching in production order, there is only one Captain Kirk.
absolutely.
Yeah,
True.
Shatner owns it.
Yeah.
He created the role and he made the role. And, made
And
the
I hope
character
he
what the
never
character is.
plays it again. I hope he never
Oh, yeah.
plays it
I
again.
think Shatner's
too.
got enough
At this
common
point.
sense. He's kind of distanced himself from the whole. Well, I mean, remember that when he was at the convention and he basically dissed a lot of the new stuff on that one, video that's on.
Oh,
YouTube
that's
floating around.
right. I remember that.
Yeah.
It was on. I had it on one of my live streams.
Like
What did
someone
he
said,
say?
is there anything new that he was like, no. Anything good? He was like, no. I don't think he went into it overly elaborately, but he kind of made it pretty clear that he didn't really think much of what's going on now. So,
And just to reiterate from a much smarter individual than myself, I think this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to one of your original questions. What was so good about what did Star Trek do right? And Andrea Kindred was, I think, the executive assistant to Gene Kuhn on the original show. And I recently got to interview her, and she said something that I think was so important. Someone asked her, what was the best thing about Star Trek. And she said it was entertaining. So it allowed a huge number of people in to listen to new ideas and concepts. I wish some shows remembered the entertaining part.
Yeah.
You do need to welcome people in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I didn't want to.
That wasn't the one I thought of with Shatner, but that is a good one too, Scotty.
You know what? I think Nana Visitor probably said it better than Shatner.
Well, Shatner was just, Shatner. He's kind of to the point. He's kind of brusque. He's like, I'm 90, 90, was he 90,
91?
92, 91? I forget, but
Still
it's like,
alive, ladies
I'm
and
too
gentlemen.
old. It's like, I'm too old to elaborate on this crap. I've done it. I'm the guy. I'm the man. I'm the captain. All this other stuff I really don't care about is the feeling I get when Shatner, says anything about Trek these days.
Yeah, but I also get the feeling that the Trek establishment has sort of turned their back on Shatner as well.
I think they probably despise him, actually.
Well, I don't know how much.
Well,
rage.
he's an old straight white guy. I mean,
He's Denny Crane.
that isn't afraid to speak his mind and give his opinions honestly. So they probably do hate him, I would think, because he's like everything they don't.
I know
believe in.
Decay does. I don't know. I don't like to attribute hate when I'm talking about Star Trek. I think that there are business reasons why there are personalities that clash, especially with William Shatner. But I don't think anybody over there truly wakes up in the morning and says,
"Well, no, I don't think they have a dartboard of Shatner on the wall and
sorry about the
dart
swear
at it every morning." But,
yeah.
I think I think Shatner does kind of maybe stand for some ideals that maybe aren't as popular as they once were, and some folks. I'm not saying most.
Name
folks.
a 90-year-old man who stands for a progressive standpoint.
Well,
I'll show you
I
a
think
liar.
just because you're old doesn't mean you can't think progressively.
Well, yeah, maybe I'm being ageist.
I mean, let's put it this way: when I was a kid in the '60s, I was probably a left of center liberal even back then.
Are we? No, we can't do politics.
And
we
I'm
can't
not
do
saying
politics.
far left.
We
I'm
can't
just
do
saying
politics.
middle of the road. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm straying. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
But
fair
anyway,
enough. That's too far off the highway, my
got
friend.
it into the realm there. So
Well, no, just talking about Shatner, and I'm not saying in terms of his politics. I'm just saying in terms of the size of the personality, how important William
I'm just
Shatner
talking
is
about
to
being
it.
progressive, right? And I think being what my point
I
was,
understand.
Scotty, is what progressive meant back in the '60s is not what progressive means today.
Agreed.
There are two different things.
For sure.
So that was the point.
That's the difference between the original series and STD.
Yeah, that's my point. I think the progressive qualities of TOS kind of rub some folks now the wrong way because progressive then isn't what they think of progressive now.
Well, and again, it was entertaining, and the ideas were presented to you to investigate for yourself, as opposed to being all flash and no, like all sizzle, no steak, and then all they have is these ideas that they want you to accept, whether you like them or not.
Well, that's the difference, because back with TOS,
one's welcoming.
Well,
the
first
preaching.
thing they would do is give you a great entertaining story. Like Nana,
Right, exactly. That's exactly what is all in the Bible for the original Star Trek is how do we make this entertaining? How do we retain our audience? How do we keep them coming back every time there's a commercial?
Yeah, that's what Gene, that was what Gene wanted out of the show, right? To give something that folks are going to enjoy. And if you throw in a little message, with good writing, that's okay too.
Lord Thoth in the chat says, I enjoyed Prodigy and Lower Decks because I know they aren't real Trek. I appreciate them as the cartoons they are. Well, yeah, but it's also difficult because there's the litmus test of the animated series as well. That's a cartoon.
Right, and that cartoon is actually real Star Trek. So he separates those three.
Fair
he separates that original series where you have the actual actors and writers and creators from
this is why
the
I want to investigate.
series.
But this is why I want to investigate Prodigy, because it has the original actors from the original series. You get Janeway, you get Chakotay, you get some sort of trials and tribulations magic with a Kobayashi
Here's
Maru
the real
episode.
question: have they asked any previous Star Trek writers to work for the show yet?
I have not looked at the IMDb for this particular television.
Me neither. I realized that at first it's going to be Nickelodeon writers and then whoever's doing their thing. But after a while, when you get into Star Trek, you realize you need you need the past. And so if they figure this out before Secret Hideout does, I'd be pretty impressed.
Yeah, there's still got to be some writers alive from TNG and DS9
Yeah.
and Voyager.
Oh,
and,
there
you know,
definitely
Enterprise.
are. Ronald
I mean,
D.
there's still
Moore.
got to be plenty of them.
And
actually.
a lot of them are working for the Orville right now. Like
Let's
David A.
see.
Goodman.
Maybe they just haven't. Maybe they just
And,
haven't offered them a job.
Andre
you know.
Andre Bormanis is working for Orville.
Hmm.
So, you know, definitely.
Yeah, there's been a lot of folks that have written, decent Star Trek episodes over.
If
the
you want to
years,
make good
so-
Star Trek, go for the DNA that actually worked. The people who actually worked with Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah,
and
get a writer
you're
who
going
knows
to
what they're
succeed.
doing.
That would be pretty amazing because they do get things wrong in Prodigy, and it would be really neat
You know
if
what's
they
sad,
had
though,
more
Jill?
tools to succeed.
It's like, why can't these people doing these shows just, go back, watch a couple dozen episodes of TOS or something, or any other previous series and get an idea of what the show is about,
Well, one of the things, because you've said, Jill, that you've had difficulty with the kids watching the original series of Star Trek. And I think what they're trying to do is update it so that modern children will watch Star Trek.
Yeah, but
And
you know what?
they're
Past children watch Star Trek. You watched it when you were a baby.
Yeah, but that was when there were like 6 channels. And if I got bored of television, I went outside. I had to
Yeah,
be
I
home to use the phone.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of distractions out there.
The thing
And
is,
so
those-
how do you get attention? And it's all just space battles. And I
the
don't
thing is, though,
appreciate it.
Scotty, if they're trying to tailor this,
Yeah, me too.
new-
Well, that's why Lord Thought just says, it's not Star Trek. So that helps.
Yes, that does. True.
The thing is, if they're trying to tailor these new shows to, younger people to get them into Trek, are they really going to get into Trek? Like anybody that loves, Picard or STD, are they really going to go back and enjoy the original series?
Well, and that's, yeah,
Because it's
it's
a totally
difficult.
different thing, right?
Well, it's a conversation to be had in terms of how would you introduce
I mean, I'd love to
Star
know.
Trek.
That'd
And
be
this is
great
one of
if
the
people
arguments
did.
that I've always presented is if someone likes Discovery, where would I point them after they've got finished with Discovery? And then if Discovery gets people into old Star Trek, absolutely. As a Star Trek fan, my job is to figure out the pathway from the Delta Quadrant back to Earth.
Yeah.
And how do
can
I
see
get
your
someone
point.
who is so lost in Discovery? How can I get them to the good stuff?
I can see your point, but I mean, Discovery is so vastly different, at least the episodes I saw from anything that the original series, represented or stood for. I just think there's such a wide gap there that I think the people that do watch Discovery and discover Trek that way and then go back and try to watch the original series, I'd be willing to bet $1 that there's, maybe 10-20% of them that'll actually stick with it and watch, all 79 episodes and give it a chance.
No, I know. But okay, but I wouldn't be able. that's not where I would take them. I wouldn't go from Discovery to the original series. I'd have to take a stopover in Deep Space Nine.
I have some friends who I'm really I don't think I told them about my channel, but I'm kind of disappointed. They're trying to watch Star Trek in not production order. They want to do chronological order. So that means integrating, all of the new stuff in between all of the old stuff. Like
Yeah, but you get to start off with Enterprise, which is bold.
Yeah. And so they liked that. They loved it. They loved Enterprise. And then they didn't like Discovery, obviously.
Right, but do you have something to look forward to after that? Sorry, are you?
Well, no, I'm having a kind of a.
Is it trying? Are you
It
multitasking?
is. Well, it is. Yes, I am.
Okay, it's cool. It's up to you. I just wanted to make sure you sounded exasperated. And
I
didn't
am
know if it was
exasperated.
me.
You
No,
okay?
because I ran to go make some soup. Anyway, that's
Oh, that's fine.
Oh,
Don't let your
oh.
soup boil over.
Yeah, don't burn your soup.
I'll pay more attention to the chat
soup
if you
is
No,
want.
so what happened is that they got to Strange New Worlds, and they I tried to tell them that it's terrible, but they don't agree. They're kind of, I don't know if they're liking it, but they also stopped watching it. Like they're acting like they like it, but they stopped watching it to go watch some other movies. So it's very obvious that it is not doing
Okay,
it
so
for
where do
them.
they?
But they're
Yeah, but
still-
okay.
that's
You've
where
only
they're
got
stuck.
one season of Strange New Worlds, and then they go to the original series.
Yeah, I guess so. That's all that.
Then get on their back and say, finish it up. You've only got one season. Please watch the end of this before they make anything else, and then
Mhm.
decide if you want to revisit it. But if you
Right.
have to watch, or tell them to skip the rest of the season and go
Well, I
straight
told
to
them
TOS.
I told them to go straight to TOS. That's what I did, but they're pretty determined to do it that way.
Well, that's their problem.
I know, but I like them and I want them to see good Star Trek.
Well, you
Oh.
tried, Jill. I mean,
I
all you
did.
can do is try. If you know, as they say, you can lead a horse to water.
Mhm.
You know,
Look who
you
it
can
is.
only make the effort.
The man in the suit. You always have such wonderful suits.
Yeah, I wish I had a suit
Hello
like
there,
that.
Tony Stark.
If it isn't the captain himself.
Oh, that's a good Saris.
And welcome to Bunyan Snipe. He's in the chat now.
Hey, Bunyan
Hey.
Snipe. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, and Edge of Time also. I
Hey,
didn't know.
Ledger Time.
So neat.
Hey,
And
everybody.
LDG also is here.
LDG, what's going on, yo?
Hmm.
We're just talking about stuff. We don't even know where we're going, but
I know.
Tony Stark showed up with a kick-ass Saris impression.
And a gorilla doesn't think Strange New World is that bad. I
Oh,
do,
my
Well,
goodness.
but
I'm
I,
shocked.
I accept
My
your
gorilla
apology.
gave everything an F.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know, no, except for Strange New World. He loves it.
Oh wow.
Hello, Tony Stark.
Hello, how are you? I can't stay too late. Just testing the equipment again before I head out. And
You
everything seems to
sound
be looking great.
fantastic.
Yeah, sounds
Thank you,
good
sir.
here.
Thank you, sir.
Sounds good.
Just figured I would show up and entertain the audience.
Explain it to them as you would to a child.
Explain.
Oh, man, dude, that was, yours is better.
You all
I have fun
done-
making the voice, but you actually achieve it.
You all have done far greater damage than I ever could have.
Oh, my God, it's like I'm there.
Bravo.
Oh, heavens.
Explain to him who you all really are. Explain.
All right, that's enough. Now you're just showing off. You're revving your motor in the parking lot. Stop it.
Well, that's what he's here for. Hello.
It's true. It's true. No, but he's shaming me. Like, he won. I already said it was better. Exactly. Thanks, Nelson.
Well,
But I
it's wonderful to
say
hear from you.
rad. That's my thing.
I'm in danger. And Yamas Queen Dress says Spock is not T'Pring's wife. Strange New World reverse Spock and T'Pring's greetings to each other from amok time. Yeah.
Oh, no,
right,
that's-
exactly.
That's part of the reason why Strange New Worlds
don't
also
get
is
married.
terrible.
Uh-huh.
No, well, the thing is, like, the entire point of Amok Time is that he hadn't seen her since they were betrothed ages ago.
Yeah,
He-
exactly.
They show a picture of her as a child and then her as a modern woman, and it's like, oh, she's changed. He's
Yeah,
essentially the
and now
reference.
having Spock look at a child version of T'Pring is weird if you buy Strange New Worlds.
And I do not. I do not
I
buy
don't
Strange
either.
New World.
Thank
Like,
you.
it's nothing against. It's just. I thought we learned that people don't like prequels. Well, all they do now is just make things that happen in between other things or before things. The space between spaces.
It's all prequels, sequels, remakes, reboots.
I'm fine with sequels. I want
until
Star
you
Trek
just
to go to the
wanna, you know,
future.
You're gonna stick your head under a cushion and forget it all.
Yeah. You
It's
know,
like,
go
snuggle
past.
up
Just
with
make
your-
Deep Space
something
Nine.
original,
You
please.
just want to snuggle up with your favorite bottle of bourbon and go, make it all go away.
Well, that helps too.
Well, no. No, like when it comes down to it, when it comes to Star Trek, my affection goes to drunk texting in the middle of the night, and I'll watch an episode from season 1 of The Next Generation and be like, remember when I used to hate you? Come back.
I know, like half of season 1 of The Next Generation is kind of okay.
There are good episodes, in season 1, even though that's not what a lot of people seem to think.
I
But
know.
yeah.
Well, because of the bad episode, the other
Well,
half
like-
of the season is so bad, it makes the other half
Oh
that's
yeah,
kind of
there's some
okay
real
look
stinkers. Yeah,
amazingly awful.
but
Well,
there's
the-
stuff like the Arsenal of Freedom, for instance. I mean, that was
Is
a good episode.
rad. But like when on my birthday, we're going to be reviewing The Alternative Factor, which is probably one of the worst, if not the worst episode of the first season of the original series.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the
does-
clunker of season 1.
It does not bother me because I would rather watch bad Star Trek than watch any Discovery.
Hey, Lazarus falling off a cliff is still much more entertaining than any of the new Trek.
That's- yeah.
Hey, welcome to the panel to the Comic Relief Crusader.
Ahoy!
Am I,
Hey, brother.
am,
Hey.
am I late for that July 1st show?
Only by a little bit.
No, you're
Oh,
actually
oh.
really early.
Well,
Oh, thank
well,
God.
yeah, we're just talking about Star Trek, but we could also talk about anything that we liked from this year.
I'm good with
Because,
Star Trek.
well, I know,
Me
but I
too.
started my channel this year, so that's the thing I
Well,
like.
This is like the third best thing that I've seen all year. Your channel, I mean.
Yeah, and I started it with Pop Culture Curator. We're talking about DeForest Kelly, and that we come back around to talking about the original series all the time is one of my favorites.
And a lovely body job you did with it too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What? I really liked Clerks 3 and Confess Fletch and Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun
Top
Maverick
Gun
was really
Maverick.
lovely.
Top
Yeah,
Seemed to
Gun
be a
Maverick.
popular movie, yeah.
It was awesome.
Right,
Even
and
my,
actually,
even my
if
13-year-old enjoyed it.
you
Nice.
haven't seen it, go see it because all the praise I hear about it's actually understated.
Yeah, I never got
Yeah.
a chance to see it, and
It
it's
is-
long
it is
gone from the
really a
theaters. So I
great
don't know when I
adventure.
will, but
No,
it's on the watch
actually,
list, that's
they're-
for sure.
Actually, PvP, they put it back in the
Hold on.
theaters.
Nice.
Is it in
Yeah.
Canada though? I don't know if it's
Yeah,
in a
probably.
local theater here.
Oh, they'll do
Yeah,
it,
because-
dude. Yeah.
because
Lots of
it's
times
because
you
it's
guys
only
will
at
get stuff
Calgary.
there. Like
What
you
Yeah,
got
because
the
it's only
Wrath.
at Calgary, and they put it back in.
I'll have to check, yeah. But you guys got like the Wrath of Khan when they released it, what, 3, 4, 5 months ago in theaters there? We never got it here.
Well, and we didn't get the motion picture one in the 4K release either.
Yeah, we never got that either, yeah.
Well, I do have to step away for a minute, but before I do, I wanted to say about Top Gun Maverick. I love it because it's proof that they can still, mainstream movies can still make a good story with heart and the ability,
Jennifer Connelly.
respect for
Jennifer
the
Connelly.
actual
For
the
the
actual
source.
cast that
Yeah.
the sequel they actually
Yeah.
made aviation exciting. Even for a layman like me who doesn't really know it, I could tell that it was realistic, and they
Ooh.
actually worked with the Navy, and I think that all of those things put together really paid off.
Sounds
Yeah.
like
And on
respect.
top of that-
Respect.
And on top of that, it never hurts to have a beach volleyball scene.
You know what? Both times I saw that movie, that was the moment that I went to the bathroom. So I haven't seen it yet. I've seen
Scotty.
the movie twice. What? I had to go to the bathroom.
Well, you could have like timed it a little better.
No, it's right after he goes to see Iceman, and then
How
I'm
long
like,
is this movie?
it's what, 2 hours? It's not.
Okay,
it's not
well, you
excessive.
go to the bathroom
49 minutes.
before you go to the cinema.
I'm sorry. I have a bladder the size of a grape nut.
Oh, you
gotta
sound like my
prepare
cousin.
them.
So it's like once an hour on the hour kind of thing.
That's
Well,
right. If I know a
depends.
movie's going to be like 2 hours,
Depend-
I drain
Well, depends.
everything.
Depends could have solved your problem too that day, Scotty.
That was
There you
the
go.
joke.
It sounds to me like you need to void your bowels more professionally.
I just couldn't resist that when you just
Oh,
walked right
darn.
into it.
Oh, Eric Sander in the chat says them calling Beastie Boys classical music was inexcusable, as I am a classical musician, but I did like the Franklin and the Enterprise uniforms. I thought that was somewhat clever.
Yeah. They
I
were
Calling the
suppose
Beastie
it's
Boys
like,
classical music.
Yeah.
But you know what? I also appreciate the fact that there's a Star Trek movie that has Fight the Power.
Yeah, I
Everyone
suppose.
talks about Beastie Boys, but it's,
Yeah.
Run DMC's in there too.
That's true. But then again, I suppose if you're like, 300 years in the future, give or take, obviously, then I guess, by that metric, it would be kind of considered classical music anyway. But
Yeah. Like I was
I-
surprised when
I don't know,
Nirvana
I just-
became classic rock. And I was like, what the
right?
shit?
It's like,
Sorry about the
no,
swear.
Now you just made me feel older.
Yeah, but hey, welcome to the party, pal. Lord Thoth says only Nichelle will ever be my Uhura. Yeah,
Precisely. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Totally. Okay with
again,
that.
To LDG, ahoy.
Ahoy. Yeah.
Ahoy hoy.
Oh, who said he said? James Caserta said that he said Gene Roddenberry would hate the new stuff.
Oh God,
And he
yeah.
would.
He's rolling
He
in his grave
absolutely
right
would.
now.
He was cremated.
Yeah, Captain Kirk said that.
Dang it. So
Oh,
much
is that
for,
what Shatner said?
Yeah.
I don't know. So much for, you
Yeah.
know, zombie him rising up from the grave and taking revenge on everybody.
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
He would
I
come
suppose
back
he could-
for the brains, and
Yes.
you know that would be it. Yes, come in.
But he wouldn't find much.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So
Well,
crack opens JJ's brain casing is just
well, I got about 10 minutes
nothing
before I gotta
here.
go.
All right.
To work. So
So, is there anything that you would like to say? Do you have anything to offer in anticipation of your exodus? Why
You
don't
realize
you explain it to them?
You realize that
Explain!
with their armor gone, my ship will tear through yours like tissue paper.
Oh, and then what does he say? Oh yeah. Oh man, I gotta watch Galaxy Quest and pay more attention to Tim Allen.
No.
I think I would do a better Tim Allen impression than a Saris.
we must do a script reading. Practice
Right.
your Tim Allen. We will. Do
I
a
will
script
practice
reading.
my Tim Allen and I will find the script to Galaxy Quest. My God, someday I will kiss a girl.
I have all the scripts. All of it. I'll send it to you.
Thank you. I would appreciate it.
We would like the script at your behest.
Oh darn.
It's a rock. It doesn't have any vulnerable spots.
You know what? He's almost sounding like what's his name? The big-headed alien off of Futurama almost now.
Oh, the
Mordor.
Oh, nice.
People of Earth, I am Lur of the planet Omicron Persei.
Yeah, or that too. Yeah. So
Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid. It's stupid, but I'm gonna.
Okay.
It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it. Okay?
No.
okay.
Sounds okay to me.
Yes, man.
I need to really combine those clips, so I only have to press it once.
Oh,
Wait.
The angry female.
It's
Where
what
is
they
it?
say. People, men are from Omicron Persei 9, women are from Omicron Persei 7.
Whoever wrote this episode should die!
My stream is now brought to you by Sigourney Weaver.
Excellent. Go see Avatar 2, The Way of Water, starring Sigourney Weaver as a snork.
Oh my God, she's not really even in the movie. She just shows up in the past, where her daughter's like, oh well, she's not really her daughter. She was born from her avatar. Oh my God, it's so stupid. And Sigourney Weaver just shows up in an old video. It's just like an old video that she shows up in.
I saw a behind-the-scenes photo of Kate Winslet in a scuba suit with a cape doing underwater things, and I was like, wow, they really put a lot of effort into this thing that I don't want to see.
Well, you don't need to see it because it was a pretty half-assed aliens invasion on the humans' part. They didn't really get to do anything
Why would you
at
have
all.
to wear a cape?
And James Cameron.
I think to
wanted to
simulate
space
like
weapons.
like you know how fins work. I think it was something like a motion capture, whatever.
Weird.
James Cameron was like, no guns. We can't have guns. It makes me sick to my stomach with all the gun violence, etc., etc.
It's so funny though
Except-
because I just
Basically,
purchased
every
the Nerf.
movie that he's ever done with big guns. Like
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Well, and 90% of the
Terminator, aliens.
True lies.
Always from the
Well, I
Terminator
feel like
days.
most of the movie was like, hey, here's the first movie, but in water now with water animals instead of
Oh, jeez.
the flying
Let's
animals.
let's hurl coral at them. Let's get them with the pointed stick.
They can throw starfish at them.
This is
Oh,
what
my.
happens
Oh,
when you
throwing
get attacked by a
starfish, yeah.
banana.
Hadouken.
Hadouken.
Oh man.
Well, I guess it was basically half a movie, and I guess they're just talking they're just saying that there are going to be sequels, but why do you want a sequel to something that wasn't even a complete movie to begin with? There was no satisfying conclusion. It was just a boring family story where they get together to defeat the scout team Earthlings. Like I guess
I mean, really,
the
after
humans
13
are
years,
trying
does
to.
it really have to.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I just wanted to say hi to
Yeah.
Matt G, Captain Finity,
Hi.
Dalek.
Hey, Captain
Hey,
Finity.
Dalek. Hey, Matt G.
Thanks for letting us take over your
Captain
channel the other day. That was so much fun.
It's ours.
Yeah, it's
Like
ours
really,
now.
you know,
We kind of own it.
now
All your
we're
fans
basically
are
going
belong
for
to us.
whale brain juice. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
really?
See, the real story here, the real story of that movie should have been the 2 seconds where they said Earth is dying, so the humans are trying to take over Pandora. So I'm totally fine with humans becoming the alien invaders, but they didn't really go into that at all. All they did was say that they want to mine these whales for their fountain of
Alien-
youth brain goo.
Right.
Alien whale juice. Seriously, we're just here for the calamari. Like,
See,
come on.
here's the worst thing that Avatar 2: The Way of Water has done. Is
Uh-huh.
I saw a friend type in a chat. It was Jill. Don't tell her I'm telling the story.
Okay, fine.
And she said,
Jill?
we're going to see Avatar 2. I was going to go see the whale movie, but I couldn't take my kids to it. And I was like, I thought Avatar 2 was the whale
but
movie.
I was talking
But
about
you were referring to the Brendan Fraser movie, The Whale, by Darren Aronofsky. It
Yeah.
took me like 12 hours to figure that shit out.
Oh wow.
Well, when I sent that message, I didn't know. I hadn't seen any of the trailers, so I didn't know that Avatar 2 was going to be about whales.
I know, but it just freaked me out because I was like, what other whale movie is that? Oh.
Oh.
Well, I think
No, I
anybody
guess you
that's-
couldn't take your child to that.
I guess 2022 is the year of the whale.
It
You
is
know
the year of
what?
the whale.
What
Year
would
of the
have
whale.
Brandon Fraser
made
plugged up
Avatar
for that.
2 exactly? What would have made
Remember it.
Avatar 2 probably slightly better is if you had like some sort of Captain Ahab figure in that movie as well.
Spoilers.
Exactly, right? I'm going along. I'm hunting the great alien white whale.
Well, yeah, that would be a good point because they kind of had a thing where they had
They had the
a whale
Asylum
that was
guy.
an outcast.
Yeah.
And so that could have been the whale.
If the humans are as evil as they are portrayed in the first Avatar movie, why
They
did they
are.
go there to mine unobtainium in the first
Yeah.
place? Why didn't they just obliterate the Na'vi and call it a day?
Yeah,
They were
exactly.
trying to negotiate. They were trying to be diplomatic. Was that all just PR?
I have
Like,
no
if the
idea.
humans are as evil as I have heard in Avatar 2, then why didn't they just take over the planet in the first place? Humans are pretty evil that way. I can see that.
Yeah.
If it's a war between, a consistent war. But no, the entire reason for Avatar to exist is because humans go into genetically grown Na'vi and they become those are the Na'vi avatars.
Well,
Hence the
what's
name of the
weird
movie.
is that one of the
Why
humans
Why not just blow
becomes
them
an
up in the first
avatar.
place?
Like
Yeah.
his actual body dies and he becomes an avatar, but he's still fighting against the Na'vi.
Right.
It's silly.
What's
well,
really
You know,
silly-
when in Rome, do as the Romans do. You might as well at this point.
Right. If that is your physical composure, then yeah,
Well,
why
I mean,
not?
Yeah. It's like,
What's
well, I'm in
really
this
silly-
body now. What else have I got to lose, right? I mean, if they're gonna, let's say,
And
obviously
there were
take over the
hints of
planet and
that when
terraform
they-
the planet.
when they connected with the flying animals or whatever, but there was no
Oh, right. The
there was no
ponytail exchange.
continuation of it. There was no
Yeah.
depth to that connection.
Tentacle. It is a tentacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Those
my
little
point
gangly
that I
eyes.
want to make, and then I gotta make like a tree and get out of here.
You sound like a damn fool when you
Make-
say it wrong.
Make like a tree and leaf.
The point I'm trying to make is why are we trying to take over a planet when you can't even breathe the air? Like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
This is the only planet that we have access to that is somewhat life supporting, and yet we can't breathe the damn air, but let's take it over anyway.
okay, let's do it. And
I know.
Gary, that's your plan every time.
That's
Take
a
over the
great
planet.
Like for some reason, humans are spacefaring, but the only Earth-like planet we found is Pandora, and that's it.
Just a moon, isn't it?
You make
Yeah, isn't
you
it?
make
Like,
absolutely sense.
And foliage only, really.
I don't really think. I guess I'm getting the sensation that James Cameron really isn't in it for the science fiction.
no. James
No,
Cameron
it's-
is in it to
it's
make a video
for-
game that you can't play.
It's for
Yes.
the message.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty innocent message for the first movie, but
Ugh.
and you know what? That's the reason why people aren't so mad at Avatar is because it's not woke. But not woke doesn't mean it was great.
Yeah,
was
that's it.
just-
There were a lot of movies before woke even was the thing, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of crap back then too.
Jill, if I may ask one spoiler.
Sure.
And I know, okay, so is Giovanni Ribisi in the sequel? Okay, you don't know who Giovanni Ribisi is.
No,
Anyway.
I don't. Well, hold on.
I'll look
I'm
it up.
drawing a blank too.
Giovanni Ribisi was
I
the
have to mute it for a moment.
yeah. Okay,
you
no,
you
but
look
you-
it up and talk about it. I'll be right back. But I do want to say hello to Canadian Spider-Man and
Hey,
Donnie
Spidey.
Pearson. They're here.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Donnie Pearson, more
Our
phenomenal.
own Canadian Spider-Man.
Slinging syrup everywhere because
Ew, that's gross.
pancakes are nowhere. Look out, it's
Hey.
Canadian Spidey Man.
There we go.
At the speed of light, at the scene
He
of
arrives
crime,
at
he arrives just in time. No, I just went back to the regular song.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Give me
Yeah.
what
Hey.
you and I.
Oh my, Moxie Frubus.
There we go.
There. That's obscure. Anyway,
It is good.
so yeah, Avatar. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to. Jill has seen it. She regrets it. She wishes she had seen Puss in Boots.
Yeah, I saw it. It was okay.
Meh? Yeah.
Meh,
Was it like
yeah.
at least flashy cool?
It's, you know what? It's basically like the first one, just different
Yeah, it's pretty-
environment, basically.
All right.
You know, and it's not really anything new. And then when I found out they're like basically just harvesting alien whale brain, it's like that's it.
That's it.
Like, really?
That's the movie. Yeah,
You
that and they
Ugh.
they talked about that whole thing. The only interesting part of the movie for less than 10 minutes
Do they
The rest
show
of it
anybody
was
using
riding
the-
on animals.
So here it is. Because I kind of sense a pattern forming.
It was
here,
a
right?
petting zoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
at
Like,
any rate,
because they're already going to do a third one, right? They already got the.
They've already
green-
made it.
Yeah, and so okay.
Oh,
so the
that's
first
good.
one-
You know what?
so-
That is a good thing. If they made both of them already, that's good to film. If it's going to be a sequel like that, to film them
well,
together.
true.
But
here's
they
the
should have
thing, right?
released them together,
No.
Because
like
this
a
is all
complete
about-
movie. Complete.
This is all about humans bad
Well,
and
no,
basically
but
raping the
you know what I
environment,
mean.
right? Because the first one was
Right.
like strip mining for like unobtainium or whatever the heck it was. Second one is like basically raping the animals and taking out their fleshy, gooey insides. So what do you think the third one is going to be all about?
See you,
because
Tony.
obviously there's a message behind it.
Tony,
well, I
you got to
just wanna
go?
Say goodbye.
Tony's gotta go.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah, I got to roll.
Have a happy New Year, Tony.
You too. I will not be doing a Saturday matinee because I'm going to a friend's house to party for New
Good.
Year's.
That's
but
great.
I'm going to be doing a Sunday stream. So
Oh, that's
on
fun.
New Year's. On New Year's. While everybody's hungover and my loud mouth can be the most damaging.
Delightful.
Well,
Awesome.
after everybody's hungover is when they see comfort in a good live stream. So you'll have a good time.
But I hope to see you all then on Sunday. Thursdays with Rick will be back. Tinkering with Tony will be back. And I will be a lot less inebriated this time around. It's just where I got drunk on Manorama and I had like a dead stream.
Oh, last night?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you had fun. Doomcock was there, right?
Yeah, Doomcock was there. I was talking about my
He was.
stream. No, Manorama was amazing.
Oh, you're okay.
I had a stream afterwards and then things got pretty dark and pretty sad. So I ended up
Aw.
removing it.
Oh,
forthwith.
really? Okay. I didn't listen to it. I was going to listen later. but
No,
I guess
no,
not.
What was your blood toxicity at?
Probably a solid 0.03.
No,
Oh,
no, I'm
right.
referencing Iron Man 2. Come on, stay on brand.
Well,
He was basically Scottish at that point.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'm Scottish all the time.
You're the last time,
good for
Scotty.
you.
You're Scotty, not Scottish.
Well, Tony Stark was known to have a few, so
It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
He was totally sloshed at that point.
It was pretty embarrassing.
Oh. No, you did fine.
yeah, I've
carried
been there a
yourself
few
like a
times
trooper,
myself.
man.
It's- Going live and drinking is not always a good idea.
Well,
It's usually the most fun, though.
Oh, yeah, unless you go a little too over the edge.
Yeah, and that's what happened. I went over the edge, and Cardinal hopped on and was providing a voice of reason and stuff, and yeah,
But you did sound good though for the few seconds I did tune in.
Oh
your audio is great now.
Yeah, the studio is great, and I'm happy to finally have a studio and not have to use this crappy ass phone anymore.
And it's really cool. That's really cool that Cardinal Sin showed up to help you out.
Oh yeah. Cardinal Sin was he was using a little bit of tough love, but I mean,
sometimes that's what you
when you're
need.
drunk like I was. But it's okay. It's all right. I ain't worried about it. It's just the stream started halfway in. It was great, but then
right. What's important is you're going to have more
too many.
streams.
I had one too many. I do best when I'm drunk. I really do. And you all, especially with like Rick and Morty and stuff, I can.
But moderation is important too.
Indeed,
it is, dude.
And that's the point that I want to make is like I was drinking since Manorama, and I was doing fine in Manorama, and then for the first hour or so of my stream, but then it just one too many, and so
good, dude.
Well, you're going to work, so
you've done a man's job.
You've done a man's job. Thank you, Gaff.
So you guys take it easy, and I will continue to tune in and hang out in the chat until it's time for me to clock in. So
it's great to see you, man. And that again, I have to tip my hat to your Sarahs.
Yes, I am very happy to see you.
That was good.
I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you, Tony. Have a good New Year's, man.
You too. You guys have a happy New Year. We got to make it through 2023 together, and expect the worst. Anticipate normalcy, but expect the worst. I would say
I don't
believe
in a no-win scenario.
Well, then you've not faced me in battle.
Tim Allen kicked your ass, so shut up.
No, the minefield kicked his ass.
And who did that? He is the commander. Never give up, never surrender.
Commander Taggart. Some commander.
That ship is this big.
This big.
But why?
But why?
Well, don't laugh at that. That was tragic.
Happy New Year. I'll be streaming on Sunday. I hope to see you all in. I might hop on the captain's stream on an overnight after work tonight if he's having one. Get your internet fixed, Captain. We need to talk and hang out and do all the funny things.
Oh yeah, he's Captain Finity said in the chat that he's going to Studio B where he has internet.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be
Well,
there.
I mean, it would be 3 a.m. my time, which would be 9 p.m. his time. So that would be when I'm available if he wants to do a stream at that hour. Sometimes he's not in the mood, and his internet hasn't been in the mood for quite some time. So we'll see.
And that's when you get me and Jill streaming for a half a dozen hours.
For 5
man,
hours.
That was great. I enjoyed that stream. I listened to that stream while I was working on my studio.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason we went on and on just perfectly without.
I know one person who didn't
Like
like
this
it.
stream isn't as good as that was.
Oh,
that was amazing.
Oh, well, thanks, Jill.
Not
I'm sorry. No, not yet.
We're trying.
Yeah, right. No, this
I
is great.
disagree. I think this
I'm
one's
sorry, I
way
shouldn't have
better,
said that.
but the other one's
you're right.
longer.
The other one
That's
was
all.
longer.
But no, it was but Carol hated it.
Well, you
Right,
guys
Carol
did
hated
fill
it.
the time up very well, though.
But anywho, you guys
did
have a
what
great
you had
night
to do.
and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Tony.
Yeah, you
Happy
made
New Year.
you made my day showing up. See ya.
Yeah.
Toodaloo!
The hell was that?
Well, okay, so maybe that was from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Possibly.
Remember?
I don't know.
I feel like he makes a noise like that at some certain point. Could be
That's-
something else.
I don't know. Maybe it was his like motorbike.
There you go. That's his motorbike sound.
Yeah.
Had to be home to use the phone. What? What
yeah,
did I
back
miss?
in the day. No, we were talking about it when I was talking about having 6 channels, and then when you got bored with television, you had to go outside and play. I had to be home to answer the phone, to use the phone.
Right, right. No cell phones.
Hey, when I was a kid and a teenager, we had a phone that was attached to the wall.
Yeah.
And you dial it. Remember those dials? You put your finger in the hole and you dial the number.
If you needed to use a telephone out in public, there used to be a time when they were in malls or on street corners, and then you put your pocket change into them.
You'd put your quarters in the thing, and
before that it was a dime.
Whoa.
Well, I don't think I'm quite that old, but
slow down there, dude. Whoa, my heart can only take so much.
Back in the day, Superman could only change clothes in something called a finger quotes phone booth.
Well, Superman's out of luck now.
He has to change in public.
Exactly. He's just got to strip down right in the middle.
Well,
of
no,
the
he
room.
still has those doors. He could still go through those.
Oh, revolving doors. Yeah, he can do that.
Yeah. And of course, he can do it so fast that he wouldn't be accused of being a streaker. So,
can you imagine? I'm hoping that Superman would be this considerate. Maybe this is like a Homelander thing. If Homelander ever changed out of his uniform. So, but if you go through the revolving doors, I'm a half second away from walking into it, and I get totally egg beatered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to watch those doors.
That's why
citizens,
exactly.
on.
That's why I don't trust the mainstream media, because Lois Lane would never report on that.
No, exactly. But in this day and age, everybody would have a phone and record it.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe.
Do you think? I don't know. I don't think Superman. I think Superman's fast enough to outwit your camera phone.
Probably.
By the time you even get to know that you have to take a picture, he's gone.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, he's already 100 miles away somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but Bunny and Snipe has seen it, and he likes Confess Fletch. He really likes
Nice. You know who's in Confess Fletch? You know who plays Fletch?
John.
Chevy Chase.
John Hamm.
Oh.
Oh no, it's great. I've seen it
I
twice.
haven't even heard of this movie.
Yeah. It's only available on Amazon Prime.
Nobody's heard of this movie.
I don't have a
movie years ago, but
there were 2 Fletch movies. I have both of those. I've never read the book. I've read the first Fletch book, but I haven't read the rest of them. Ben from Cinema Gulp, he's read all of the Fletch books, and he's seen the 2 movies. I've seen the 2 movies. He hasn't seen Confess Fletch. I have, because I love John Hamm. No homo. Yeah, I'm not allowed to say that, but whatever. And I don't know. And
you love him, but
I do. I would be his sidekick, and I would not want to see his bikini area. I have no interest in sexually.
And that's all that means. So it's totally
I just think John Hamm is awesome. If John Hamm, if they remade Driving Miss Daisy, I think that John Hamm could play Miss Daisy. That's how good an actor he is.
Oh boy.
If they remade Jaws, John Hamm could play the shark.
That I'd like to see.
Oh boy.
So anyway,
most movies coming out nowadays.
Confess Fletch is not your Chevy Chase Fletch, but it's still a good movie. The only thing I would say against it is that I think that they rounded the corners a little bit, because I thought that Fletch was a little more acerbic and sarcastic in the book that I've read. A little bit softer, yeah. It's a little bit softer. It's by the same guy, I think, who directed Paul with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and Sigourney Weaver, because our show today is brought to you by Sigourney Weaver.
It is.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, also, yeah, you have a new toy from
Me?
Alien. Yeah.
I do.
And I was wondering if you wanted to show him, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. I didn't talk to you about this
Is
part.
it a
but-
Sigourney Weaver figure?
No, it's actually Sigourney Weaver. Hang on, I'll go get it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
her.
you got a Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah, we
action
actually
figure?
no, we don't.
No, he has.
But it's
Sigourney
related.
Weaver.
Okay, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about yet. Go get your toy there, Scotty, and show us what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's show and tell. He got a special friend. and
Boy, I
he's gonna
haven't had
share
show and
his
tell since
personal
I was
friend
a
with
little
us.
kid.
I don't know if those kind of robots are allowed on screen, but
And Captain Infinity says, "Thanks, Jill and Scott, for knowing the show must go on." And
That's right.
I went on and on and on for 5 more hours.
It was
It was
7-hour stream, right?
spectacular. Yeah, 7
And
hours exactly.
Captain disappeared just about 93 minutes, I think it was, when I went back. and-
Yes, almost at the second hour.
yeah, I just wanted to see, when did the captain disappear? It was like around the 93-minute mark.
I don't know
So you
if I-
guys did like 5.5 hours or whatever.
We did. And hello to Don Lewis in the chat. I don't know if I said hello to you yet.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Joe Don.
And James Caserta says the whale looks good. Yeah, I still want to see that.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser's really like. Did he actually get heavy for that movie?
He
like,
did.
'cause he looks like he's.
He
You're a
looked
dedicated
older and-
actor when you do that. you know.
Yeah. No, I know. My wife was talking about it. It's like we should go see this, and it's like
Yeah, he was
"Oh, I've
almost
never heard of it."
unrecognizable when I saw, photos of, stills of, from the film. It's like, wow, that's
Yeah,
Brendan Fraser.
because he was looking rather pudgy.
I would.
Very
I would.
pudgy.
So, yeah.
First things first. I also want to see The Whale. I am very happy that Brendan Fraser is back in a critically acclaimed performance. The
I always
only
thought he
thing
was a good actor.
The only thing that I would warn anyone, and this is as much to me as it is to anyone else, you are going to walk out of watching The Whale feeling like shit.
Why?
Oh,
It's just
but
a
you haven't
sad
seen it. How
movie.
do you know?
Because it's a Darren Aronofsky movie. Have you ever walked out of a Darren Aronofsky movie feeling
Well, what
chipper?
else has he done?
I don't even know who he is.
Requiem
so
for
I
a
can't-
Dream, The Wrestler, Pie,
Oh, The Wrestler.
Noah.
Oh, The Wrestler was great.
Yeah, no,
Noah
these are
was that.
no, they're good movies, but they
That was
make you
another
feel
comeback
bad.
movie for what's his name in The Wrestler? Oh, I should know
Mickey
this.
Rourke.
Mickey Rourke, yeah, that was a big comeback for him for a few years, and then he
Marissa
kinda
Tomei is
disappeared again,
amazing
but
in that movie. It didn't make me
that
feel
was a
good about
great
myself.
movie. I
Never
mean,
seen
yeah,
it.
I understand what you're saying, Scotty. It was kind of a downbeat film,
They all are. Darren
But it
Aronofsky's
was
job
damn
is to make
good.
you feel sad.
I didn't. I felt sad, but in a good way, if that makes
Well,
any sense.
Not really.
Yeah, it was a good. It was such a good film. I kind of appreciated the honesty of not having a happy ending, so to speak.
For The Wrestler?
I
Yeah.
get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was honest. It was
Well,
honest.
and-
'Cause that does happen to a lot of ex wrestlers, sadly.
When people ask me what is the scariest horror movie I have ever seen, I know that I'm wrong when I answer this, but the scariest one I've ever seen is Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah,
have not
because
seen
we
that.
Because we all know it's Captain Marvel.
But Stan Lee, it was his last performance. The best
Well,
part about
yeah.
Captain Marvel is that they do the Marvel credits with just Stan Lee images. Like, so you can watch Captain Marvel just the first 10 seconds and then turn it off and be like, that was the best part.
Yeah, exactly.
So can I introduce you guys to a personal friend of mine?
Sure.
Yes, please. I've been waiting.
Yes.
Can you embiggen me?
Yes, I can. Let's see if I can figure this out.
Through the powers of embiggening.
Oh my.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I want this.
Okay, what movie is that from? If it is
I
from.
do believe it's aliens.
Oh man, is that like a Nerf gun or something?
Hell's
Yeah,
yes, it
it's
is.
a Nerf gun
Cool. I
Yeah.
figured it was
from
a Nerf gun.
Alien.
Yeah. Okay.
M41.
Just don't shoot your camera, Scotty.
No, I'm not going. You know what? I thought about that because I was playing with it last night and I was like, no, I can't shoot the camera or else I'll break my computer. I don't know how.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Wow,
but
that's a pretty substantial bit of a gun there.
And it has a little
I-
countdown thingy.
It does. Now, the thing is, and I would shoot it, but I'm not going to, is because last night when I shot it off a couple of times, and it took like half the day today to find the rest of the darts.
Yes.
I still haven't even unboxed the grenades yet because I don't want to lose them.
Oh, jeez. Be careful.
Oh, there are grenades?
Yeah, they're big ones. They're bigger darts. So if Snoopy poops on the floor or something.
But you have to, because what if the toy makes different sounds for the grenades?
It does. That's what I've been showing off.
Oh, okay.
So it's like phasers versus photon torpedoes then.
There we go.
That's the grenade sound. I guess. You know what?
Time to go hunting now for aliens.
Well, that's how it sounds when there's no grenades, actually.
We have to go
That's what
blow
I'm
them
saying.
out of the sky.
Oh, wait.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, I sacrifice for our art.
You could probably do a great thumbnail with that, you know.
Yeah, well, clip it.
Okay, thank you, Scotty.
Cheers,
cool,
lady.
Scotty.
Thank
I'm
you
so
for sending.
happy.
No, this was such a joint effort because I wanted it, and then you got it, and then you sent it, and then I sent you money for it. But then the Canadian government held it hostage and said, if you want this thing that someone sent you, give us $20. And I was like,
So
hey.
Jill sent that to you, Scotty?
She did. I paid
Oh,
for it.
that's so nice. Wow.
Yeah, no,
Well,
but it was like it was a team effort.
Yeah, because Canadians are completely deprived and are not allowed to have alien handguns.
I couldn't get it here. It's not a handgun, it's a rifle.
Yeah.
Rifle, sorry.
Oh, we have a lot of
and it's a
stuff we don't
magazine,
get
not
here.
a clip.
Oh, dude.
It's like food. It's like you guys get different stuff in your grocery stores even than we do. So,
dude, when I got when it got sent to me, they obviously opened it and checked what was inside, and they obviously opened what was inside to make
they
sure
do
that everything
sometimes.
was on the up and up. Well, of
It
course, it
depends
looks like
what's
a
on the
gun. They would have
customs.
X-rayed it.
well, maybe Jill didn't specify that it was a toy gun. That might have
That was the whole
triggered some
plan.
searches.
Oh,
Well,
But
no, actually, it said Hasbro all over the box. So
yeah, but
it's
maybe
pretty obvious
customs
it was a
agents don't
toy.
know have a clue what Hasbro means.
No, but they didn't just open the box. They opened the actual box, the
Yeah.
actual toy.
They got
I
into the
think
thing.
I think if someone had actually never wanted to unbox it, they would have been really pissed.
Yeah. And
You know
but
what it was,
anyway,
though?
You
You know
really
what it was
should
when they
put,
opened up the box? They were actually playing with it.
you
You
need
know
to
what?
really put explicit things on the customs labels. I found though, because
Exactly.
even if it's
Yeah.
some innocent, the most innocent thing in the world, they could still open it just to, ascertain the actual value, because sometimes people will put a low number on the value of an
That's
item
true. That's
just to
true.
sneak
Yeah.
it through customs, and then the
Sure.
customs agents will open it and go, this isn't worth $5, this is worth $50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they will add on the surcharge.
Well,
like
it's not their
Scotty mentioned.
business anyway. It shouldn't be
Well,
like how much
No,
something
but
is
they
worth.
will do it.
But
It's just
customs
government
job,
actually will do
they
it.
have the job. They have to, first
Jill,
of all,
he's
they
right.
have to. They have
Yeah,
to
no,
deny-
I know you're technically right, but really all
Because
they
they
should be
will look
concerned
it
with
up.
is how much it weighs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
No, they have
value
to-
of the commodity being shipped
The
across
value,
borders.
though, there is a $20 import limit in Canada, Jill.
That
If
makes-
anything's over
that's what I paid.
$20,
That's the
you
government.
could end up paying more. Often you don't. It all depends. A lot of times I've
I
had
don't know.
cases
I just
go right
paid
through
whatever.
customs that they don't even ever open. So it
There
all
are two
depends. I
things.
mean, Scotty was
Because
just
it's
unlucky,
random.
probably, basically.
But there are two things that I would like to
I
say
paid what
explicitly.
USPS said to pay.
Yeah, absolutely. And we
Oh,
decided
did you
last
send a
night when
courier?
no, we did it through just U.S. Post and Canada
Oh, good.
Post.
Because courier.
No, not good.
add on
Next
a
time
lot
it's
of
you.
charges.
Hey, PvP, here's my plan. And for anybody else who wants to ship things cross border, next time it's going to be UPS or FedEx. I'm not going through the publicly whatever Canada Post because I got sent something. And if it was a Christmas present, then I get a present and they say, here's your Christmas present.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
owe
but-
us $20. And I'm
Oh, well,
like,
they
I
do
don't even
that
know what this
sometimes, though.
is. I
They do
don't
that
know what
sometimes.
this is. What? Yeah, well, you're
Because
holding
they'll
something
think
hostage.
that the actual value is higher than what Jill
I'm just
put
saying
on
it's
the
wrong.
customs form, and
I
that's
like-
why they'll charge extra.
I
I've had
like
that
the
happen to me too,
privatization.
Scotty.
The privatization
Well,
of
they're
shipping
wrong.
is
They're
my
still
jam.
actually
I put
union.
the exact
Canada
price
Post
that
is
I
still
paid
union,
for it on the
unfortunately.
thing,
Bingo.
But that crap shouldn't even matter. This is what I say because
The second thing.
it's not their freaking business. I don't.
The
even
second thing I would like to say is that, as I mentioned, it is obvious that they opened it. Like, I was not the first person to open
it's pretty much bullshit.
the machine gun. And when they opened it, I have to say my biggest fear was that the box was going to show up busted, because it's a beautiful box. And it did not. They were very good at handling the actual parcel. Right. So I do want to give credit where credit is due.
So they opened the box, but they didn't damage it.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't mess it up. There's no crinkles on the corners or nothing.
The thing is, Canada Post. I just want to, if I can have a minute.
If you want to be
Canada
patriotic,
Post,
do your worst.
I've been on, like, I sell on eBay sometimes, you know, to supplement my income, because I don't necessarily get a great deal of money from my regular job, and
what do you
the
sell?
hours can fluctuate quite a bit. So I do have a secondary income stream on eBay, which I've been doing for like 16 years now.
What do you sell?
So I've had a lot of experience dealing with Canada Post, is what I'm saying. And generally, Canada Post are great. I mean, I've only lost probably not more than 4 or 5 parcels in 16 years that have gone missing. And that's sometimes overseas too, right? And generally, you know, their delivery times are good. Generally, their costs, I mean, they're far cheaper than using couriers here in Canada. If I had to ship stuff using couriers, it would cost me way more. So they're not perfect. They have their flaws. Well, like my experience with something I mailed earlier this month that still hasn't arrived. But I'd say 95% of the time they do a really good job, you know. And they don't forget, we are the second largest country on the planet, so they've got a huge territory to deliver to, and it's not an easy job. So I think generally I'm pretty happy with Canada Post Service, but they're not perfect.
So what do you sell?
Oh, it's been all kinds of things over the years. Generally, I sell a lot of media stuff like CDs and DVDs, you know, box sets. I've sold magazines, comic books. I cleaned out my huge comic collection about 3 or 4 years ago that I'd had since the 60s and 70s when I was, you know, collecting stuff back then when I was young. And I got some good money for those comics that I paid like, you know, 10, 20 cents for. They were going for like multiple dollars because, you know, I mean, the value's gone up in a lot. And I kept them in mint condition. Like I read them once, put them in a bag and store them away. Right. So
sure. Me too. I'd love to have a conversation about this. And
that'd be great, Scotty. That'd be awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
Because I got a bunch of stuff
and
that I'm just holding.
Vinyl records and, you know, just, you know, books, you know, whatever. Right. So, you know,
I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm just sort of holding on to for no reason other than I'm holding on to it. And there are some favorites that I have, but I do want.
Hey, if you want to
get rid of some of this
together and chat
stuff
sometime, I don't know where or how, but
probably
I'd definitely be happy to give you advice if there's anything you want.
Probably it's going to be on the internet.
Okay, like I'm not sure how. I mean, I'm still kind of. I just signed up for Twitter the other day. I mentioned it to Jill.
But I mean, until you figure it out, you got email.
I get so clueless at some of this stuff, right? It's like,
dude. Well, just
how do I
first
send a
things
message
first
to you guys? Even
hang on. First things first.
You have to follow the people, and then they have to follow you back. And then
so I request for you to follow me.
Yeah, no, you don't even have to request it.
It's like Facebook or something.
You just do it. You follow whatever I say. So what you do, if you can open, like, I don't know if you're at a desktop or on your phone, but if you open
my desktop.
Okay, so go to Twitter on a different tab and then look up at Scotty R37. Okay. And then you'll see my grinning mug. And then you click it.
So I just like
follow.
Okay.
And then you can send me direct messages. And that way, whenever you need a link to get onto a panel, all you got to do is be like, "Oi, Scotty."
Okay, I'll have to go and take a look at that later. Then,
yeah, it's not difficult. You can figure it out.
Oh, I will. I'm just, you know,
it uses.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm really good with figuring out technology. Like I've had a computer for like 24 years now or something, and usually if I download software, I can, you know, look through the instruction manual and usually figure it out within a couple hours.
The instruction manual on paper?
No. It's on the internet.
Okay.
Read the effing manual.
Yeah, always look at the manual. I always browse the manual.
That's a IT.
Look at the instructions.
Mantra.
Oh,
And if
that's
that
it.
fails, just
I
just
followed you
reboot.
now.
Thanks, guy.
You're welcome, dude.
No,
Yeah,
but remember,
and-
okay, back in the day when you would go and buy a Nintendo game or whatever,
Yeah,
and then the most fun you would have is reading the manual in the car on the way home.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was
Well,
like, I
that's
can't wait to play
why-
this game. I
That's
can't wait
why
to
I
play
was
this
so
game.
upset anytime I went to Blockbuster and they didn't have the manual with the game.
Well, they all came with the manual, and the first person to rent it stole it.
Well, yeah, sometimes they
That's
had
not
the manual, but sometimes
No.
they just had how all the moves on the back, and that's it. That's all they had.
Oh, you got
Mission Impossible on the Nintendo 64 was impossible without the manual,
It was impossible. I played some of that game.
but I didn't.
hated
Yeah.
that game.
There was a lot of sneaking around. That wasn't very easy to do.
From hell's heart, I stomach thee.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
Also, Canadian Spider-Man says Tim Allen is a badass. He's been to prison. His autobiography, Don't Stand Next to a Naked Man, is good. I love autobiographies. I'm going to write that one down for later.
Yeah, actually,
So-
Tim Allen did do jail time, didn't he? Like he had a pretty rough life before he got into the entertainment industry. From what
I've
I heard.
actually, yeah.
Like he was on the bad side of life for a while, and then credit to him, right? He turned himself around and became, a big success. So I
Yeah.
admire people like that go through really tough times and they don't let life beat them, and they just say, "The hell with it! I'm going to do something with my life, no matter what."
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, absolutely. I love autobiographies and biographies. I'm starting to try to read Gene Roddenberry's authorized biography, but so far I've read the beginning, the part which was the end. They put his death at the beginning of it and how he was with Major Barrett at the end, and it was very good and heartwarming and everything. But and sad. I cried. But
Wow.
then when it actually gets to his life, it starts with his dad and the history of Los Angeles. So far I don't know much yet.
So it's really in depth. It sounds like then
Extremely
details.
in depth.
Well, that's probably good
possibly.
once you get into it a ways. It might take a while though. Sounds
It
like
is. It is. I will pick out the good bits and share them as I learn.
cool.
I want to hear about all the.
That
drug
would be good,
addictions.
Jill. Thank you.
Yes, that's what I'm going into it for, because he did want his biography to be honest, and so it will have that stuff in it. And this is a source that I can actually trust. So I
Do you
can't
know
wait.
who the biographer is? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it was somebody that one of Gene Roddenberry that he trusted to do a good job with his life. And
What do you think of Rod Roddenberry?
Not much.
Yeah, fair enough. Speaking of guys that look like linebackers, like I don't know, it just seems like I don't know.
Well, Roddenberry's
A
basically
gentleman
the guy that gave a
who's-
green light to all this. What's going on now?
it was Gene Roddenberry's biography was written by David Alexander.
Oh,
That name's vaguely familiar.
Vaguely, right?
I think I might have heard something.
But anyway,
else.
Jill, I gotta get going because I gotta get some work done.
Oh, okay. Do you want to tell us about your channel and what you got coming up? Here, let me put you
I
over here.
suppose.
Please, thank you.
Yeah.
Could you take Snorter Poopas off, Jill? I can't see.
I can't because I didn't put him on.
Oh no.
Let's see.
There we go.
Yeah, well, I am the Comic Relief Crusader, graphic designer extraordinaire, and purveyor of fine graphics. And I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, I got a channel, and we're just talking about toys and figures and pop culture and comics and anything else in between. So
Nice.
Tuesdays, I got my Titillating Tuesdays, as Jill mentioned earlier. And yeah, I mean, after 6 months and a rough year, just getting back on YouTube and getting back in the swing of things. So check me out if you dare.
Great. If you
Awesome.
put a
Thank
link
you
in,
so
Jill,
much.
Not a
Well,
problem.
yeah.
I'm probably already subbed, but I'm not absolutely sure. I'm subbed to so many people, I lose track.
I know, so do I, right?
I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
I
I've
have
got
them
nearly
on
200
there.
subs now. I think on my YouTube. So like, yikes.
200? Really? I haven't even.
Well, I
looked
think
at
I'm up
that.
to about yeah, I'm getting close. I'm probably like around 190 now.
Hey, that's pretty
Right on,
great.
dude.
I worked
Well,
really hard for that.
I've been on YouTube for like 3.5 years at least, so it's kind of adding up at this point, right?
You know what? I had my channel for like 12 years, didn't really
No,
do
but I've
anything
been.
with it until like a year and a half ago. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to do this. So,
Comic Relief Curator, can you send a link in the private chat? I just tried to check it out on YouTube and I couldn't find.
well, of course I can, my dear sir.
Well, I just want to be able to share
That's
the love.
me.
You come on, man. I can't wait to show up and
Well,
talk to you about
yeah.
things that we love.
Okay,
Yeah,
it turns out the Stream Islands bot posted it. So
It worked.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it worked.
We're good.
I wasn't sure it was going to work, but it did.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. Then we're in business.
Nice.
I don't have to
please
do a
support.
thing.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
here
no.
it is. I see it now.
The epitome of laziness, not having to do a thing and letting somebody else do
I
it for
prefer
you.
to think of it as automation.
Okay, I just subbed.
Ah, assistance even.
Oh my
Yep.
God, it's
There we
real
go.
stars.
So,
Happy
know,
New
right?
Year, Comic
So-
Relief Crusader. Thank you for joining us.
yes, and happy New Year to you two, and to all of you, and to everyone in the chat. I got a huge project that I'm doing for a very well-known YouTuber that some of you know, but I will not mention who, because when this project is done, you will see it on their channel.
Delightful.
And, oh yeah. Oh, it's
Oh,
such work. Oh boy.
the mystery is intriguing.
The mysteries abound. So, and then and then I got two others that are, believe it or not, wanting graphic novels done for their respective channels, also that we both know of. Again, another mystery. You'll have to see when it happens. And yeah, and if any of you in the chat or here on the panel need anything graphic design wise, I do everything big and small and in between. So, and at a fan price too. And if you want the fan price, then you'll have to check out a particular Tuesday that I just did this past Tuesday. Yeah.
What's
So,
shipping like?
that depends on what you need done. So, but
No, I was
at the
asking
end of the
not
book
about
says-
not about transporting the actual material. I was wondering what your
Ah.
stance was on shipping. You know,
Oh,
putting
shipping?
like, yeah, putting two characters together.
Well,
Who's your favorite ship?
I don't know.
I was thinking of the postal service. That
Yeah,
romance.
Scotty had me fooled there too. That was a good one,
Yeah,
Scotty.
exactly. Darn you, sir. Darn you. I don't know. Depends. Because I'm only
Yeah, no, I just asked the
Yeah.
question. I don't have an answer myself.
I don't either. So anyway,
Yeah.
I will catch you guys in the new year. So have fun.
Yeah,
Stay safe.
Yeah, have fun. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
a great year. It's prime number.
And-
Well,
Yeah.
And it better, because you know what? After this year, it's ending on a really good note. So
Yay.
Yeah, it's gotten better the last few days, but whew, I'm glad
Anyway.
2022 is just about gone.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, have a good New Year's.
Cheers.
Yep, you
Thanks.
too. See ya.
Excuse me for
Bye.
just 1 minute. I have to go and collect my my alien Nerf gun darts.
Uh-oh.
oh
if
yeah,
I-
I know. I
If I
this is
don't
my
do it now,
fault.
I'm gonna lose them.
This is totally my fault. He had just found all of them, and he had to move his refrigerator just to get the last one. And so now I've made him lose them all again with the show and tell that I had him do.
Just don't let Snoopy eat them, Scotty.
That's true. Don't let the dog eat the darts.
Would not be good for his
And
digestion.
Captain Finby said he had a time on Tony's channel, and he'll be talking about it later on his channel in Studio B. So everybody get excited for more Captain Finby. Woohoo!
Mm.
We've been quite deprived of it because of his slow internet at his
Yeah, his internet's
Studio
a real
A.
issue lately.
hmm And also Yamas Queen. And I think Don Lewis earlier was talking about how Doomcock's going to have Friday Night Frolics tonight, and that's actually something I'm celebrating this year. Doomcock success is going great. It's gone really wonderful this year. He made it to 300,000 subscribers, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And so congratulations, even though he'll never listen to this, but congratulations anyway.
No, you never know. I wouldn't be surprised actually if one of these months, Doomcock pops on here, Jill.
Nah. Well, he would if I asked him, but I'll never ask him.
Well, hey, he was on Klobby's channel there like a month ago or whenever it was.
That's true.
So you never know.
No, I'm not wrapping up my show, Dalek. I'm just saying things that I like about the year. So what do you like about the year, Dalek? Or anybody in the chat? What are your favorite things for 2022? And what are your hopes for 2023? That might be fun. I don't know. I have some ideas for 2023 that I haven't. Scotty and I are going to try to be creative, I think, and we're going to create some original Star Trek characters and maybe make sort of like show pitches, not actual episodes, because I don't know. I don't know if I could do that, but it'll kind of be we'll each create a crew and make them fight, and so we'll see if that what happens there.
You'll create characters and then you'll have an AI design their look.
No, I don't know. Maybe
might be interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we were going to talk about OpenAI, the algorithm.
You mentioned it earlier, yeah.
Yeah, right. It made the thumbnail for my show today. And
guess how many darts I found?
All 10.
True story.
Woohoo! Fantastic.
That's good. So Snoopy won't be eating darts then. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Nerf ones.
Oh, not only is Captain Infinity working on a comic, but Donnie Pearson is too.
Donnie Pearson is a musical genius.
Well, he is a musical and artistic genius, so it wouldn't be surprising to find that he is creative in more avenues. That's great.
So I was cleaning up my my place, and I was throwing out a bunch of stuff. I used to work in a restaurant, and I had like an old menu that, the plastic sleeves and the like sort of, it's not leather, but it's pleather around the corners. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like when you get a big menu at like an Applebee's.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of those kind of little more fancy menus than the regular kind.
But it's not, no. It's not a fancy one. Actually, PvP, you'd know it more specifically. It's a Swiss Chalet menu.
Okay. I don't eat at restaurants too often, so I kind of think I've vaguely
You're Canadian. You know what Swiss Chalet is.
Yeah, I think I've probably been there once or twice, so yeah, okay.
What's Swiss?
Swiss Chalet is like a rotisserie chicken restaurant in Canada. Probably the equivalent for you would be like, and I'm not saying this in terms of the menu, but in terms of the decor, something like a Denny's.
Oh, just a breakfast place. That's open all the time, like a diner.
Well, it's kind of like a diner. It sells chicken though, not breakfast.
Oh,
exactly the same.
Well, no, they do everything, but essentially, Denny's is where you go in the middle of the night when you're drunk. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. I've been there. Like when I was at art college, I went there one time.
But the reason I compare them,
it was like late. They're like 24 hours in some places.
Also, Happy New Year, Shooter 8323.
Hey, Shooter. Anyway, so I threw away the menu part, but kept the sleeves that the menu came into, and I found this in piles of my stationery, I found paper that actually goes right into it. So I might half-ass a comic book myself and show it to you. It'll be in a menu sleeve.
That'll be cool. I'd love to see that. I haven't seen you draw. That would be interesting.
So
it's kind of boring.
How many pages will that be then? Like 4 pages?
Like 8.
Oh, okay. So it's one of those multiple.
Will you color it?
Multiple.
You know what? I have to actually commit to making it at all.
Captain Infinity says, "Guess what I watched last night, Jill? I don't know, but I hope
True Romance. I bet you it's True Romance.
True Romance. Did you?
Well, I don't know,
like
but
it?
That's my guess.
That is a good guess because I told him that I saw it and I loved it. But I watched it after watching Avatar 2, so I feel like the juxtaposition of the two movies. I don't know if having seen a mediocre movie and then watching a fantastic movie made it even more fantastic.
What was your favorite part about Avatar
True
2?
Romance?
Well, True Romance. What was your favorite part?
I didn't. The thing
if
is,
you
I
change
didn't
your mind
take
tomorrow,
any-
it's fine.
I didn't take any notes, but this is the only part of the movie I felt like clipping.
That would be amazing. It would be cool. It would be a Captain Kirk. That would be I know.
He does get the audition, by the way.
He does. He gets the audition with T.J. Hooker. So one of the characters in the movie is going to be on T.J. Hooker, and they get excited. They nerd out in the car about meeting Captain Kirk, and I enjoyed that bit. But the whole movie was good. It's
There's another clip that I saw that you made, and I don't know why you made it, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I don't think it's on.
Go
the
ahead.
list.
If it's here, you can play it.
I don't know. I don't think it's here. But the thing is, you remember what he says about Elvis?
What he says about Elvis? He says a lot of things about Elvis. He wants to. Oh, right. A screenshot. Yeah. Right. Don't say that word. But
Okay.
You can censor it and talk about it if you want to.
No, but there's a part at the beginning where Clarence says like he is not attracted to other men, but if he had to have sex with another man, it would be Elvis.
Right. And I thought that was so funny. I was
Elvis-
giggling from the beginning of this movie.
Elvis is prettier than most women, I believe Clarence says.
He does. He's so in love. It is a great movie, and that's
Elvis is his John Hamm.
it's a great love story for a couple of kids who probably really don't even deserve it, but it is a lot of fun.
Do you want to see what Spider-Man #1 looks like?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, no, it's from the movie. Have you ever seen True Romance PvP?
No, I've heard of it, but it's
Yeah,
one of
he
those
has
films
he works for a comic book store, so he's able to get in and hang out.
True
whenever he
Romance,
wants.
that was never like a huge movie when it came out, was it?
Not really.
Yeah, that's probably why I never got around to watching it. 'cause
Well, it's
one of
pretty
those
much
movies that kinda-
Tarantino's. It's pretty much Tarantino's first real
Oh, it's
movie.
early Tarantino. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those movies that kind of slips through the cracks, so to speak, that I just
And
never
so maybe
really
it's not the
knew
best
much about.
movie or anything, but it's pretty
Sounds
good.
good though.
But
Hey,
it's a
is that like a
cavalcade of
road movie?
stars. Yeah, ish. It's
Okay,
a
you
crime
know another-
road romance. Yes.
You know another great road movie is Something Wild. Have you guys ever seen that?
No.
Oh, it's
No, I
great.
haven't
It's
seen
like
it. Tell me about it.
1986.
Something Wild. Who's in it?
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to quickly Google it here because I
Oh,
should
this you'll
remember the
Google.
actors because it actually has quite an interesting cast. But my
This is my weapon. This is my
aging
gun. One
memory
for
is not serving me
fighting
well right now, but
the
just
others
give me
for
a
fun.
second here.
Right.
Go to the not particularly always trustworthy Wikipedia, but it's generally
Right.
good.
Definitely
Okay.
make sure to mention if it's Wikipedia because
Yeah, it is. But I generally find Wikipedia is not too bad. I know it's not
well,
always
if you
perfect,
do
but
look something up on Wikipedia, look at the secondary source that it sources and make
Yeah.
sure to check your sources. Always good.
anyway, I do have a DVD of it around here somewhere. So 1986 is the correct year. It was a film directed by Jonathan Demme, if that director's name means anything to you guys. I think
Absolutely, it
done
does.
some pretty substantial stuff. And starring Melanie Griffith, Jeff Daniels, and Ray Liotta, who sadly just passed away recently, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those really quirky
Something
films.
Wild?
113 minutes, Something Wild,
Hmm.
1986. And yeah, it's got a great cast, and basically, it's basically a road movie. Jeff Daniels plays kind of a straight businessman type
A
of
travel
character at the
movie?
start. Oh,
Yeah,
it's a road movie.
movie.
If you know what a road movie, it's not. Well, it's they
Yes,
do
she does.
travel, but road movie kind of has a connotation, right?
It's
If-
okay.
yeah.
We know what a road movie is.
Yeah, well, I just wasn't sure if Jill was getting my drift.
She
there, but I
does.
think she did. Anyway, Jeff Daniels is kind of that straight-laced businessman who goes out to have lunch one day, and by circumstance, he meets Melanie Griffith's character, and she kind of persuades him to go. I mean, I don't remember how she gets in his car, but they end up going on this crazy road trip, and then partway through the film, like I guess she wants to go back to her high school reunion or some crazy thing. Somehow Jeff ends up taking her there.
What a terrible idea. I'm going to have my 20th soon. How is that even possible? It's not.
You should
cool.
go. You should go.
Go.
I went to the 10th. I'm not really that excited. It's like, come on, what more am I going to do?
You feel those years creeping up, do you, Jill?
Yeah, too much. Too much. It's too much.
Well,
It's
gee,
not possible.
I know all about that feeling. Anyway, I was going to say they do meet up with Ray Liotta. I think it's at the high school reunion. Ray Liotta's character comes into the film like halfway through, and he's like an ex-boyfriend of Melanie's.
Do you remember when Ray Liotta was in a Muppet movie?
No, but the thing is, it takes a very serious turn at that point. It's still got humor, but the film does get darker and darker as it goes on, and it's a really good film. I highly recommend it. It's very, very solidly entertaining from beginning to end.
I'll check it out because I do like Ray Liotta. I like Jeff Daniels. I do not like Melanie Griffith.
I have been looking online to try and find a good, source for it, but I haven't found it yet. So you might have to go the DVD route for that one, Scotty.
Well, then I will scour my local gas stations.
Remember
when gas stations had DVD bins?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember when a lot of places had
that was
a
like
lot of things.
7 years ago. How
it's
old
all
am I?
online now. It's like I go to Walmart and it seems like 80% of their stock is online only.
I went to Best Buy the other day and they had like one spinner rack of movies, and I was like, "Fuck you guys!" Pardon the swear.
Wait, all of Best Buy. Wait, why am I big? I didn't even. Sorry.
Because you're the grandest queen of them all.
You're the person.
You're going to Arcadia.
Well, yeah, we are going to Arcadia the next time we play The Longest Journey, which is a point-and-click adventure that we're playing on this channel also.
Yeah, I missed that the other night. Darn, but I had to sleep, so it was all good.
Well, it
But
paid
we'll go to
for
Arcadia
itself.
later.
Thank you, Eugene Bird.
It did. Thank you, Eugene Bird. Eugene Bird is quite generous and fun to have around. And he has the best chats, too.
Oh, Pop Culture's disappointed you weren't reading him in the chat.
Oh,
Well, I'm trying to. I just got here. It says, "Oh well, someone please say hi." I did. Oh, I said hi. I did say hi to you. But hold
Yeah,
on.
we did.
I'm sorry, Pop Culture.
No, you don't have to apologize because you're wrangling kittens. No, Pop Culture. I think I remember saying hello. I apologize, and
I said hi to Pop too. I know I did. I said hi, Pop Culture.
Well, I really have to be apologetic because I've been getting into Twitter battles with Pop Culture Curator lately, and I don't want him to think that it's because I'm being a jerk to him. It's just
Twitter
that
battles?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
we were talking about Lois and Clark and stuff, and so, but I don't know. I've been poking at him, and I hope he doesn't take it as I don't like him. I'm just, ain't I a rascal? I suppose is what I'm saying.
Well, I know you and I have.
Well,
gotten
one of
into
the most difficult things to do is to have a conversation and make it interesting, and also read the chat at the same time. It's not.
It's
That's
harder
true.
having a conversation in text too because you don't get the inflection. Sometimes you can totally miss the intent with a text.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
know
and
what
also,
I mean.
well, but and as you were saying before, like you and I have tussled. Not
I
like
enjoy
but
our
I still
conversation.
like.
So even when we
Yeah.
have a totally polar opposite viewpoint on a film or something, Scotty, it's always fun because you'll go, "Why do you think that?" And I'll go, "Why do you think that?" And we'll go back and forth, and it's interesting because I mean, I can learn stuff right from another point of view.
Well, exactly. And the thing is that we can disagree but still be adults.
I love to disagree.
Yeah, it's the most fun. Like if we were all the same color on the chessboard.
Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy back and forth conversations. I mean, as long as we're having fun and it's respectful. I mean, I think it's awesome. That's why I'm
Dalek-
here.
Yeah, and we're happy to have you here.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be with you guys too.
And
Dalek
actually,
said
that's
he
why
might show up.
that's why our show on Captain Infinity Stream was so good, is because we were interacting with the chat and talking on our own, and for some reason there was some kind of magic that was working, that we were able to do both. The synchronicity of it was so perfect that the amount of chats and the amount of conversation was equally
My stars,
magical.
Miss Jill, I believe I'm blushing.
Well, as Captain says, the chat is everything. So you guys
Yes,
handle it
we
well
are
that day.
nothing without the chat.
That's a Mr. Brown Alliance catchphrase.
It is. I
Hmm.
hear it on both channels. It's great.
Oh, back in a minute, guys.
Alrighty. I might sub. What's your
But
chat
what-
game like? Yeah, no, you should totally. Well, and I did. I subbed to the comic relief curator. So yeah, I'm going to check out some of
And
his
if
stuff.
I'm not reading all of your chat, it's because I'm starring it and I'm going to get to it when I can, when the conversation when I can. You know what I mean?
Well, and also she doesn't
Sorry.
like you. Let's be honest.
No, I have 53 chats starred, so I'd like you.
You don't unstar them. You should unstar them. If you
No,
read
don't.
them.
Well, yeah, I tried to do that. You're right.
I'm
haven't read 'em
usually
yet.
sweeping up behind you when you read the chats.
Well, don't
Captain-
unstar things if I star them. They're
No,
important.
I don't do it until you read them.
Okay, great.
No, who am I to editorialize? This isn't even. No, I'm Wesley.
No, you're not Wesley. Are you kidding me?
Who am I? Who's my enterprise person? Who am I? What's my character? And don't say Scotty.
I wasn't going to say you're Scotty. Well, you're not Wesley. That's all I know for sure.
Okay. I don't know who I would qualify myself as. I don't think that I'm allowed to do that. It's like getting a tarot deck. You can't give one. You can't buy one for yourself. You have to have someone tell you, like a nickname. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, if you want to be in engineering, I love Barkley.
Really? You think I'm Barkley?
No.
Chill. I am going to block, unsubscribe.
I knew you weren't gonna like that.
I do not.
Okay.
No, it's too late. You already said it.
You're not broccoli. Okay.
No, don't say broccoli. But it, you know what? If I have to be humble, it kind of fits. I'm just so
I
happy to
finished-
meet you, Mr. Cochran. I can't believe I'm shaking your hand.
And that's one of the things. Captain Finity finished 2022 loving Scotty even more than at the start. And this year is when I actually met you. So that is pretty incredible.
That's the
2023
second
for
best
me.
thing that has happened to me this year. Your channel is the third best. Actually
Mhm.
meeting you and being able to have a conversation with you over this the course of the year, that's totally second best.
Yeah. And actually, definitely the friends we make here on YouTube is one of the best things of 2022.
Yeah.
Captain Finity says, my internet is perfect, you mofos. Jacinda's internet is the road. Jacinda's internet in the road is what sucks. My game is tight, yo.
This sounds like an LL Cool J song.
It does kind of sound poetic.
My internet. No, I can't. I'm sorry.
And
I
can't
stubbed my
sing,
toe.
so I'm not even going to.
That was rude.
Mhm.
Okay. Donnie. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
That's,
you can read that
RPG.
if you want.
Donnie Pearson says at James Caserta, I'll share my recreation of Titan on Twitter as well, even though I'm blocked by Terry Metalis. Oh, wow.
Wow, I wonder
Twitter
if
page for
I'm-
some reason. I don't blame him for that by a long shot. Why, Donnie? What did you do to Terry?
I have said
Show me
terrible
on
things
the
about
doll.
Patrick Stewart, Star Trek Patrick Stewart. So let's see if I'm blocked by Terry Metalis.
You know what? Sometimes I go and I check out people that I'm not even subscribed to. I just find out if I'm blocked.
No, I'm not blocked. He didn't block me. Yay! And,
No, this is a Twitter thing, is it? Blocking people?
yeah, it's a Twitter
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Actually,
like
maybe I
risk.
should be more excited if he does block me. I don't know.
I think it's a badge of honor if someone cool blocks you.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like if I'm not cool enough to hang out with you, I
I'm not
kinda
cool
feel like
enough
I'm
to
not.
block anyone.
Yeah, like no, I'm too cool to not block.
Yeah, I guess I just have too much tact when I'm criticizing things. I do respect other people, so I
Mhm.
guess I don't know. And Donnie
Yeah.
Pearson does too. That's what's weird. Why is Donnie Pearson blocked and not me? That's
Donnie
why I
Pearson
checked
is
because Donnie Pearson is a pure gentleman.
he's very genial.
He is truly. I think maybe it's because he likes a lot of the new Trek more than some folks. Maybe the person didn't agree with that.
No,
Tony
Tony Matalis is all about praising.
Oh, I have no
Trek.
idea then.
So that makes no sense.
That was the only theory I
So
have.
that makes no sense. Donnie goes on to say to Jazz,
I never guarantee to make any sense. Just put
No, not you.
All guarantees are not guaranteed. Donnie Pearson says to Jess, and Queen Elizabeth II as well. I did my Star Trek 3 theme tribute to her. Oh, wow. I got to check that out, yo. That
Queen
would be
Elizabeth
actually-
too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does
Like-
a lot of great art on his page.
Which is on my
That's
Deviant
cool.
Art page. I don't have it. Well,
I
guess
remember
I could just look it
DeviantArt.
up.
I haven't been on there in like 10 years, but I remember that website.
I only go on to DeviantArt for
What? Well, you have a wrench, Donnie. If you want to post your link to that, you can. You're
Yeah,
Please
welcome
do.
to
for it.
I'd love to see it or hear it. Pardon me.
Yeah, I always love to
Both.
see
It's a
links that I can
multimedia.
check out.
No, but if you were to put together like James Horner, like Star Trek music with the life of Queen Elizabeth II, I think that would be kind of cool. Like, I don't know if
Somebody
it's
could-
blasphemy, but it,
No,
it sounds like it would be good.
I don't think the Queen's like a religious icon, so it's probably not blasphemy. But
Well, no,
I think it'd
but
be cool. I mean, if you
who
edited,
nominates?
if you edited the best moments of the Queen's history to some great music like that, that could be a lot of fun, actually.
Don't forget, the only reason the Queen is because God has wished it.
Well,
That's
it's a
the nature of
hereditary
the
title.
monarchy.
It's a
Yes, and
hereditary
who
title,
made them
so she
monarchs?
was born into it, but I don't know if it was like a divine birth, Scotty.
Well, no, but I think that's how it started in the beginning, and that has
Quite
maintained.
possibly. Well, hey, the Royals have been going for how many centuries now? Long
Bye,
before
Gorilla.
our time.
Oh, Gorilla's heading out. Have a great day, Gorilla's Random Thoughts.
Goodbye, you adorable monkey.
Yeah, have a great day. Can anyone here describe what falling in love feels like? So it's kind of
Okay,
funny.
here's what
Oh,
it feels like.
Wow.
So, have you ever been on a roller coaster and you are sitting beside someone and you have no idea what's going to happen, and all you hear is click, 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 and then you get to the very top of the first drop and you don't know what's going to happen next and you're totally afraid, and then you do the drop and it's way more fun than you thought. That is what falling in love feels like.
And I do love roller coasters and the anticipation of that drop. That's
And then
what
there
it's
are
about.
corkscrews and loop-de-loops, and oh my god! And then you know what? And the worst part is that it's over before you know it.
That sounds like
Yeah,
some
well,
of
that's
my
where you
relationships.
get another ticket and you get in line again.
Get in line again. Gee, I don't know. I haven't done that in a while.
Okay. Captain
You
Penny
get to a
says,
certain
"Do
age
not-"
and you kind of go, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that again.
I don't think you can ever be too old for love, and I don't know
Oh,
if you
well,
mean
if I found the right person, but the trouble is sometimes
You
I
don't
found
have
the
to be
wrong
coupled.
person and it hasn't worked out right. So
you don't have to be
Mhm.
coupled. It's not like they're a thing that you can. It's not like
No.
you can
But
get
it's
a
nice when
Nerf
you
a
find
gun.
when you find someone that's really right for you. Jill probably knows what I'm talking about since she's got a nice family life going there, and it's like I
Mhm.
just never found that.
Absolutely.
I mean, not that I didn't have some nice girlfriends and whatnot, but somehow it just never went that extra mile, so to speak. Where we ended up together long term. So,
Well, explain to me one thing that lasts forever.
oh, nothing lasts forever. I didn't
There you
mean
go.
literally forever.
Some
I
things
meant
come and go.
metaphorically, like romantically, as forever as you can get in this, life.
For sure, but and I get melancholy about lost loves myself, but
Yeah.
at the time, I was so happy, and then it wasn't like something like a door shut. There was an evolution of relationship, and people
Yeah, you
drift
should
and
kind of
whatever.
just. Well,
It's just the movement of life. It's
The worst thing is
movement of
when
life.
something external to your relationship kind of leads to the breakup, because I've
I
had
believe
that
that.
happen.
I believe that is called life. External things happen
Yeah.
to yours,
Well, other
and
people
then
meddle, right? Sometimes other people meddle
that's
for their own agendas, and
sometimes I have to shovel the driveway, and I hate every minute of it.
Well, I cleaned my car today. That was like 6 inches of snow. So
I have
know what
not
you mean.
cleaned my car in like 2 years.
Not in the interior, but I had to wipe the snow off the windows.
It rained today, so I'm fine.
You're lucky. We had half a foot of snow last night, Scotty.
This is why I live in Ontario. You're the wrong kind of Canadian. I'm kidding.
No, but in my part of BC, we usually get like 3 or 4 days of snow max. This year, it's like we've had 6 big dumps now, and it's been weeks. It's been like a month of snow on and off the last few months. It's
Dude,
crazy.
I'm kind of going all Greta Thunberg over here, thinking like, oh my stars, it's raining, and I can see the grass.
The crazy thing, Scotty, we had rain here yesterday, and a lot of the snow had almost melted. Like the roads were clear, like bare pavement. Today, I go out and there's half a foot on everything. The roads are a mess. It was like in like 12
Did
hours.
James
it was like
Caserta say?
I'm in a different reality.
I know. I'm sorry.
PvP, can you read this for me?
What's that? I'm one of Joe's fattest fans.
That's what James Caserta said. How fat are you, James Caserta?
I have no idea how to respond to that.
Oh, me
I
neither.
don't
But
either.
but it made me
But
laugh.
it's funny.
It's just something that I didn't expect to read today.
Maybe they meant biggest fans, but they phrased it in an alternative way.
No,
No,
but then they
probably
would have
not.
spelled it PHAT.
Oh, that's true. Well,
The
maybe
best
they
thing about
misspelled.
this year is that it's all but over, Bunyan Snipe says.
Yes, I agree with that.
You know what? Okay, so I was watching the movie Glass Onion yesterday, and I don't know why I was taken by this, possibly because the main antagonist in that film is an idiot. But I wrote a thing and I was like, hey, 2022, people are going to be like, I just want to talk to you for a second. People are going to say that you sucked. And you know what? I don't think you did. I don't think the party that you threw was that bad. I think that it was just the guests. I'm not going to blame 2022 and I'm not going to praise 2023's party. But like, leave the years alone. Don't give sort of an anthropomization. I almost got that word properly. Don't do that to years. Leave the year alone. It's the people who showed up in those years that sucked.
So you mean those images, those caricatures of the old year and the new year meeting together,
Right?
are completely wrong.
Not completely wrong. Not completely wrong. Okay, so I understand. So the new year is represented by a baby, and the old year is
Yep.
represented by an old man with a long beard.
Pretty much.
Right. What I would prefer is, okay, I am a James Bond fan, so I'm going to revert back to my original hypotheses of metaphor. But like,
Okay.
I would rather have Sean Connery handshaking George Lazenby, or Timothy Dalton giving a high five to Pierce Brosnan.
That'd be cool.
Like, that's what I feel. Like, we're just recasting. It's not that one is good and one is bad. People, there are a lot of people who had a good year this year.
Oh, for sure. The thing is, Scotty, when I say I'm not going to miss 2022, it's not the year. I'm not saying the year was awful. It's 12 months on a calendar. What I'm saying is the events in my particular life that happened to me and caused me stress over and over and over again so many times I don't even want to count them. That's
You got rid of
what
the
I won't miss.
squirrels.
And being an
Yeah,
eternal
that was a
optimist,
great story.
I'm thinking 2023's got to be better. And the thing is, I'm going to
No,
make it better. I'm going to
it's
make it
not.
better.
Okay, remember when
I'm going
It
to make
Part
my life
1?
better.
Well, do it.
That's exactly it, Scotty. I got to
Me
do
too. Like, and I'm
Yeah,
not saying,
just
I'm not
go and
yelling
do
at
it.
you. I agree with you is what I'm trying to do, because I feel like I feel like a kid on a diving board, like a really high diving board at a pool
Uh-oh.
in Florida. And it's
Careful.
just like, I'm just going to sit on the edge of it until people are like, are you going to jump or what?
And then the school bully comes along and kicks you off.
No. Well, at least there's a pool.
Sorry.
Maybe the school bully becomes my best friend, like
Well-
Iceman in Top Gun. The
Well,
first
happened to
one
me, but-
step at a time. Figure out one thing you can do and do even if it's a small thing. towards
You know
it,
what I
though.
had?
That's a
I
bigger
did
thing.
have a list, and the first thing on my list was get a Aliens pulse rifle.
See,
So
it's
I
not
did
even
that.
2023, and you already
I'm
checked
ahead of the
one
game.
thing off. You're ahead of
There
you're
you
ahead
go.
of 2023 already.
You
Congratulations.
know how many darts I have? 10.
10, and you have grenades I didn't even know about.
I know. I got to go get those. But the thing is, I can make the sound without actually shooting the grenade, so I don't want to lose the grenades. It's
Well,
the
you have to-
worst.
You have.
You have
You
to see
think-
if yeah, I
have
think that
10
the sound will
grenades
be
too?
different.
All right, we'll do it tomorrow night. I'll
Okay.
launch a grenade.
Yay.
You should launch a grenade for New Year's. Do
Bunny
the
strikes-
countdown. Launch it
Ew.
right at midnight.
People are still saying coof. Well, I guess
Coof?
I guess Scotty
No,
still
I'm
says
not.
it.
Did I
The
say coof?
coronavirus.
I
That's
don't
one
think-
thing I wasn't worried about this year because it seems to have
No, I definitely
subsided in
wasn't.
my part of the world.
Well,
I
if you
am-
live in Texas, they kind of didn't care about it after a couple months.
Yeah, I'm a chain smoker, so my
Yeah, well-
cardio.
It hasn't been an issue here really for quite some time now.
Yeah, no,
so-
it's a non-issue until you just if people want to wear masks, they'll wear them.
Hey, if people, I still see the occasional person wearing a mask, and I'm
it's not
cool with that.
required anywhere anymore.
No, but I
except,
mean,
like,
if they
in the
got health
hospital.
issues, if they got immune system deficiency,
Yeah,
I don't mind
exactly.
anybody wearing a mask.
No, I
That's-
know.
That's fine.
It's their wardrobe.
I believe it was last holiday season,
Personal
probably
choice.
around this time, that I had my favorite masked moment in a public retail outlet. And I have this big fluffy Chewbacca hat. It looked, with the flaps that go
Yeah,
down
I
around
think
your
I
ears.
do.
Yeah. So then I was
Yeah,
wearing
I've seen it.
and I was wearing aviators with not mirror shades, but you couldn't see my eyes. And I was wearing a mask and a parka. So I walk into the retail outlet, yes, to buy alcohol. And they were like,
Of course.
they were like, what? They did not know what to do with me because if I had done anything, I would have got away with everything. You wouldn't know what I looked like as long as I left the place and then burned everything I was wearing.
So they thought you were going to rob the store.
Well, I paid, but the entire time everyone was nervous. It was great.
They were
You
watching you like
scared
eagles.
people. And that okay, so it made your day.
He's a
to scare
shoplifter.
everybody.
No, because I was adhering to the rules and they were like, we can't ask him to take the mask off.
Oh, catch
Oh,
22.
you still have places that require you to wear them?
This was a year ago. It was like
Oh,
a year ago.
Yeah,
ago,
it's not
okay.
like that now, Jill.
Okay, good.
No, it's not. There are
So,
still people who wear
welcome.
masks. Hey, Dalek.
Welcome, Dalek. Happy New Year.
Hey, Dalek. He's got his mic off.
Yes.
Dalek.
You should clear your throat before you turn the mic back on. But anyway, welcome.
Yeah. Hi, Jill. Hi, Scotty. Hi, PvP.
Hey.
How are you, sir? Oh, no.
It's just about 9:30 over there.
Snortapoopa says, I've gone back the way we used to be. The only time I wear a mask is when I'm robbing a bank. I just thought it was
I only wear a mask when I'm Spider-Man.
funny. There you go. And
That reminds me of the time that I wore a Spider-Man mask, and I was like, "Are they gonna?
I
are they gonna serve me?"
think Canadian Spider-Man almost got in trouble while he was in his Spidey suit on the
Nice.
beach. I forget the story, but if he's around, remind us.
Dalek, you're snoring into the microphone, sir.
Dalek, you okay?
I'm not snoring.
No, but you're breathing heavily, and I don't know whether or not to subscribe to your OnlyFans or mute you. I don't know.
Why not both?
Why not both?
So, Scotty, you have an OnlyFans account then, do you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
Don't subscribe to it. I really, I only play Leisure Suit Larry games.
Okay. I just
So,
said that.
so really, Dalek, how are you doing?
Tired, Jill. Just tired. Even though I really shouldn't be.
Did you sleep well?
No, I didn't. It was like.
Sir Poopus says Dalek is just ventilating the show. That makes sense.
Who's the leader of the Daleks? What's his name again? The guy with the eye?
The Emperor?
No, not the Emperor.
Who? Are you talking about the old guy in the chair?
Yeah, him.
Davros.
Davros, that's his name. Yes.
Well, again, he's not the well, sometimes he's the leader of the Daleks, most of the time he isn't. He's the creator of the Daleks.
Yes. And then the last time he showed up was when Capaldi was the Doctor. I wonder if they'll bring back Davros at some point. I would rather have Davros come back than the Master. I feel like the Master kind of got the bum rap with Jodie. I don't like that guy. He's not the Master.
No, he is not the Master. No.
So, like, although I did watch The Time of the Doctor, is that the one that Jodie was in?
The Timeless Child?
No, I didn't see that one because fuck that. Sorry about the swear.
Yeah. Well, no, that's okay.
But yeah, no, with the Time of the Doctor is the new one, the one that has Sylvester McCoy and
the last one.
That
you haven't seen it yet.
No, and I have no plans on ever watching it.
Well, then between the two of us, I'm the expert. So, but yeah, I think, and he was good in that. The Master was good in that, but I didn't like his performances previous.
Oh, and Bunny and Snipe says Davros was the first Emperor Dalek, and his Greek cousin Stavros.
Well, no, he's not. No, he wasn't.
No, Bunyan Snipe is being facetious. It's humor. R.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm learning. I'm learning, so everything is knowledge.
The first time we ever saw a Dalek that was referred to as the Emperor was in the 1966 story Evil of the Daleks with Patrick Troughton. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My favorite Doctor.
And that was long before Davros was ever introduced.
Dude, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. There is one thing that is missing from my movie collection, and that is War Games from Patrick Troughton's Doctor Who run. That is the one movie that I want. That is, I've never seen it all the way through except for once, and I loved it.
Oh, really?
But that is one of my favorite TV shows ever.
Wait, Troughton's.
Wait, your favorite TV show is what again?
Troughton's movie?
War Game. No, it's not a movie, but it's a 5-part episode on Doctor Who in the 60s. It's black and white when Zoe Padbury plays Wendy, I think. And
the War Games.
Yeah, that is phenomenal. And it is it is the last episode of Troughton because he gets regenerated in that.
That's right. That was Patrick Troughton's final Doctor Who story, and
it's so good.
And, oh yeah, it is fun. It is amazing. I mean, there's some of everything that happens throughout it. We're introduced for the first time ever to the Time Lords, and we found out the Doctor is a Time Lord in that story. And yes, we at the very end he gets sentenced. It sets up the whole thing with Patrick Troughton's first season. The Doctor gets banished to Earth in the 20th century, and he gets forced to they don't call it regeneration at that time, but he gets forced to change his face, and he becomes John. Patrick Troughton just kind of fades away, and then the next time we see him, he's become John Pertwee. Yeah.
And John Pertwee is a great Doctor as well. Like, I'm not knocking any other Doctor.
Oh, I love John Pertwee. Yeah.
So
You guys come
Snortopoopas
first,
has a question for you, Dalek. He says, in your opinion, as Dalek Emperor, what was the last good doctor?
Ooh, that's interesting.
The last good.
Also
good
hail
doctor.
to PD York. Hi.
Hey, Peter York.
Peter York, I don't remember seeing them before on here.
Dalek.
The last good one probably Capaldi.
Yay!
Because honestly, despite everything, I liked Capaldi. Because yes, the writing for a lot of his stories really suffered and really sucked, but and in his last season they really started going in on the only modern day you know what.
Everything I
Especially with
hear about him, he was really nice with the fans and stuff.
Especially with freaking Bill Potts. Oh my god.
Actually,
and
I saw an interview with Capaldi before he actually began filming his Doctor Who episodes still. And he was really nice with the fans. Like, they introduced him and, they kind of did the big announcement, this is the next Doctor Who. And
That's the impression I get.
yeah, I think he even took
I watched
questions from
that
the audience, and he was very gracious. And I've never seen any of the Capaldi episodes, but I think as an actor, I like him a lot as an actor. But so I'd really like to see them, even though I have heard the writing was kind of subpar.
Hang on.
Yeah,
but sometimes the characters are so good they overcome the writing.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, when I do see it eventually.
Is that even a? Do you even need to ask me that?
Hey, don't be rude about people asking you questions.
Yeah,
Jeff
that's
wants
right.
to
It's
know
a
how
great-
you feel about Tom Baker.
It's a
How
great
do you
question.
feel about Tom Baker?
What do I need to say? Tom Baker's the greatest doctor of all time.
I disagree, but tell me why I'm wrong.
I mean, what do you mean you disagree? What's your
I don't
problem
think
with
Tom Baker is the best doctor of all time. I've already said Patrick Troughton is my doctor. Jess wants to know how you feel about Tom Baker.
He's the look. I'm just Tom Baker.
You're
is
not
one thing.
wrong. Jess agrees with you.
He's the longest, arguably the longest. He's the longest serving doctor for one thing, and he's been in he's been in probably some of the greatest Doctor Who stories ever written, especially especially the big one like Genesis of the Daleks and I think Genesis was a prequel.
Yeah,
Well,
and he's
I
actually
suppose-
here. Hello to the panel, Bunyan Snipe. Glad to have you here. How are you doing today?
Great story. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. If you figure out your microphone issues, please.
I sent him a thing in the
That's
private
so-
chat saying that he
Mhm.
doesn't have an avatar either. And so,
Yeah.
speaking of Avatar, I can't wait for Tony to tell us how he feels about Avatar. Not the second one, but the first one.
Oh my goodness. Oh, also, Theodore Kingston.
Teddy!
He's here. Hey, it's always great to see you around. And Snorty says, I never saw any of the later doctors.
Hello, everyone.
Most Peter Davidson. Oh, hello. Welcome,
Hello.
Bunny and Snipes. Great
What's
to,
going on,
great to
man?
see ya. Hey, how are you doing?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
I can
sir.
hear you. You sound
Yes,
great.
yeah.
But I guess you
Bunyan-
can't hear us.
That's a
Oh.
possibility.
Yeah,
Bunyan-
yeah. I was just had to say, right.
Can you hear me?
Oh, great. So anyway,
Yes. Can you hear us?
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you, but I'm a bit behind.
Oh, there's a bit of a
We
lag.
got
Okay.
YouTube
Oh, you've
on?
got a
You're
lag.
getting a
Okay.
YouTube echo.
Well, you need to listen through StreamYard and make sure your regular YouTube is closed.
Bunyan Snipe knows quite a bit about how to work the internet.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
It's not necessarily closed, just silenced.
Yeah, just turn off the sound on YouTube. That's what I do all the time. It's easy to forget sometimes, though, when you first.
You know,
join.
But
the more you stare at the blank
Sorry.
avatar, the more it does look like it.
well, no, it's a pierced nipple.
Got it.
The blank avatar.
Jill, I
It's your
told
first
you never to
nipple. Wow, I
talk to
never
people
thought
about
I'd
my
hear Jill
pierced
say that.
nipples.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd ever hear Jill talking about pierced nipples. Wow, that's something new.
Not a thing I was expecting today.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that from Jill's mouth.
It's just what it looks like.
It's yeah.
Well, it does make the stream more entertaining.
Okay, so Tony, who do you like better, Paul McGann or the other Baker, not Tom?
No, his mic's off.
Colin Baker.
That's him. Do you like Paul McGann or Colin Baker?
Oh, Tim Talks is here. Hello, Tim Talks.
Hey, Tim.
Hey.
Dalek, do you
Hey,
have a
Tim.
preference between those two?
Oh, hey, you can hear us now, Bunyan. That's great. Let me turn you up.
If
You're
it
down
was
low.
if I had to pick between just those two, I'd probably say Paul McGann.
Me too.
Oh, I can't turn you up. There you go.
Oh, Yeah.
Tony,
Knick-knack,
can you hear us?
Tabasco.
Yeah, I mean, even I can admit that Colin Baker's
can.
run
Can you
as
hear
the
me?
Doctor is definitely
Yes,
definitely
great.
not the best
Yes,
in
we can.
the series history.
Who do you like better? Sylvester McCoy or this who's the cricket guy?
Peter Davison.
That's him. Sylvester McCoy or Peter Davison?
Probably hard. That's a hard one. I'd probably.
It is
again,
tough. I'm not saying these are easy.
I'd probably say. No, Peter Davis. I thought Peter Davison was fine as the Doctor, but I'd probably say Sylvester McCoy because
he was quirkier.
He was, yeah.
And I know that
Peter-
quirk is kind of a crutch for a lot of writers these days, but yeah. And he's back.
Because
Here's been
hey.
improved.
I think I know a lot of people look down on Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, but I think he definitely had a lot more going for him than Peter Davison did because for one thing he had an amazing companion in the form of Ace.
Ace was great.
Yes.
Melanie
Yeah,
sucked.
I haven't seen the clown, like
Mel
the circus episode.
Mel was really cute. Mel was cute, but not much else.
Annoying.
Teddy would like to see Scotty as the Doctor.
Hey,
I'll see that.
hang on. Don't even
yes,
ask for that. It's not funny.
Yamas Queen Jess, the Fourth Doctor is iconic. Absolutely. He's like the quintessential Doctor. He's like the perfect embodiment of the character.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know. There's something.
Oh, hey, that actually. No, he needs trousers. Why are you saying
Oh,
no
my.
trousers? That's not right. But I do like the nice purple velvet jacket part. Scotty,
Yeah,
the
you know
time
what?
travel.
I'm gonna want to wear pants.
Yes, because it gets cold.
It's too cold without pants here. Even with pants, it's too cold.
I was actually
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
a double entendre. Like if I don't wear like trousers, that's fine, but I still want to wear pants. That's for our UK listeners.
Yeah, I just wanted to talking about UK listeners. As someone that was actually watching Doctor Who during the Tom Baker period,
Yes,
Genesis of the Daleks was technically the first chronological appearance of the Daleks, right? Because it's called Genesis of the Daleks.
That
And
makes sense.
Davros
Well,
is the creator of the Daleks. And the first
Yeah.
Emperor Dalek was that big round dome thing. That was Davros inside that, right?
Okay.
So
Right.
That's
Davros,
true, but That's true, but he's not the first Emperor Dalek we ever saw on screen.
I know, no, but I'm saying chronologically, he's the first Emperor Dalek.
You know, this smells
Or
like our new weekly show
not,
that
'cause-
starts next week.
I can't host a Doctor Who
that-
show. I have a lot of
that may
Doctor Who
be-
to watch before I can speak with on
Yeah, I
it with
can't-
any kind of
I can't.
authority.
I could
Join
host,
in
And I do
I-
plan on doing it. It is
I haven't
important
seen
on
it.
I
my
could host a Doctor Who show.
I
You
haven't seen
could.
enough
You
early
gotta do
Doctor
it,
Who to
Doc.
know anything about what's going on here.
You have to do Doctor Who Sundays.
We used to get on the Space Channel, Scotty. We used to get like the black and white early Doctor Who's, which I watched for a couple of years. I probably saw 50 or 60 episodes, but it's so long ago I can't remember what the hell I watched now. So.
Well, and Bunyan is talking
I
about
remember
watching
it was
it back
better.
when it was on TV. Like I was watching Tom Baker
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Who
Hmm.
on PBS because I lived in Southern Ontario, so I got New York television stations, and so PBS would show it. And yeah, I watched those, and they were like I was actually scared of them at the time, but it was like a fleeting like autumn that I watched like 5 episodes, and I never paid attention to it until it came back with Christopher Eccleston.
Does
And
everyone
Yeah,
remember?
that's the same
does
for me.
everyone-
Like I saw or some of the early episodes. The Space Channel went on the air here in Canada in 1997, and they were running
tell
Doctor Who
stories
a
like my
lot for a
mom.
while. Like for probably 6 months a year, I was watching Doctor Who like a lot of days every week, and it was great. But yeah, I don't remember them because that's a long time ago. And then I got into Eccleston when they did the reboot, right,
Yeah.
Scotty? And I thought Eccleston was actually I really liked Eccleston as a Doctor. Unfortunately, he only did that one season, right?
But that made it.
That
I
is-
think that
yeah,
that was perfect.
unfortunately-
I thought that was perfect because you had to reintroduce regeneration to an audience early on in the show. I thought that going from Eccleston to Tennant so early in the series was fantastic. Would I have liked
Tennant was-
more
yeah, I like
Eccleston
Tennant
Doctor? Yes, but there was a reason that he was cut short. And whether there's behind the scenes drama or whatnot, I think in a narrative fashion, it works for the show.
I believe Eccleston didn't want to do more than one season, Scotty. From what
Yeah,
I've read.
no, I agree with that. No argument.
No, he didn't, and there was basically a lot of behind the scenes drama. I think there was fighting on the set with Eccleston.
There was sour grapes for sure,
but it worked out well because Eccleston in Tennant was great. I mean, I like Tennant too, so I have no complaints there.
Mr. Brown Alliance in the chat says to Jill, you were on one of my news items on the Christmas Tuesday stream talking Robert Meyer Burnett. Heavens, you're infamous. Jill.
Wow, I made the slideshow and I'm infamous. I can't wait. I'm gonna go listen to that. That is wonderful. I'm so glad that I could make that. We did talk about that at the top of the show about how we feel about the new season and Star Trek Patrick Stewart. How Robert Meyer Burnett believes that it's going to be great because he's seen it 3 times in some capacity. I don't know in which capacity that he saw it, but he likes it. And I guess maybe my tweet made it that, even if it's good, it's still made by the people who've been betraying the franchise for so many years. So
yeah,
any support for it just ensures that we continue to not receive Star Trek.
And if I could just speak directly to Mr. Brown's Alliance at camera 2 for a moment here. I would like to say, sir, you are very gracious, and I appreciate every invitation that you have ever afforded me. The thing is that I'm a bit of a crybaby, and I know that because I'm a She-Hulk fan, I would be walking into a cockfight and I would be scratched to shit. And I don't know if I have that sort of fortitude. So I appreciate every invitation you've given me, but I don't want to go into a panel of people who are just going to be like, you're wrong, wrong, wrong.
I don't know about that,
wrong.
Scotty. You're really charming. It would have worked out fine.
Anyway, next time you want to talk about She-Hulk, I'm there, and I'll be like, I'm sorry.
Probably not until it
I'm
comes
sorry. It's not coming back, yo.
back. Okay.
So you like She-Hulk, did you, Scotty?
I did. I really did.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that, but that's cool.
Yeah, that's the usual response that I get.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I really can't. I've heard negative and a little bit of positive, and I don't like to judge, if I haven't seen something. Well,
Yeah, I
like
That's a
definitely.
good-
I
Parks.
did not. I did
That's a
not
good
watch it.
rule.
And look, Mr. Brown Alliance says I like She-Hulk in a guilty way. So you would have not had a bad time, Scotty. What the heck?
Oh yeah.
Then I'm a pussy. I apologize.
Well, hey,
And
even
I mean
Doomcock,
cat.
even
Hello.
Doomcock said he liked the actress in it, right? So
Yeah, he thinks
Tatiana
she's
Maslany
cute.
is
He
great.
wasn't that mean to the show at all. So the
I
fact
think
that
he
the
kind
show
of had a
went
thing
and
for her, actually.
parodied him is outrageous.
Darius Munchausen. It's been such a long time getting from there to here.
Hello, Darius Munchausen. Happy New Year.
Teddy says no one likes She-Hulk,
No
Scotty. No one.
Oh,
No one at all. I think somebody said something like that earlier about nobody likes
Star Trek Beyond. Yeah. Even though PvP
You're
is
so
fine with it
alone
as
all the
being like,
time.
yeah, no, I
no, I
Please,
think
what?
overgeneralizing is never a good thing.
no, but it's funny.
It makes people sound stupid when they overgeneralize things like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is all that," or "This is all this." It's like, come on, life is more complicated than that.
Well, I had an
Just my
interesting
opinion.
conversation earlier this year. I think my definition of time is all out of whack. But we were talking about talking to a gentleman who was making a retrospective about the movie Howard the Duck.
Oh God. Okay.
They're making a retrospective about
That
Howard
sounds
the
strange.
Duck.
Well, yeah,
Well,
no, they're just
there are a lot
like
of people who like that movie, so
I
we can talk
bought.
about
You
it.
know what? I bought the DVD of Howard the Duck. I have it right behind me. It's fantastic. I'll show it to you right now. Why? Because I want to show off my stuff. So, but yeah, it's got a white disc case. It's great. Come on.
Cool.
Oh my God.
White
And
cases are
someday I will kiss a girl. But yeah, like I'm really, but that is something that has not come to fruition yet. That documentary.
I like the comic books.
Really?
Yeah, the Howard Duck comics, the original ones, the first original series, they weren't bad.
You read them?
Yeah, I used to have
I
a
did
bunch of
not.
them.
I did not.
Darius
have a
only
bunch of them.
liked.
But it's so long since I read them. Like, don't ask me to remember anything about it. But
No,
I
I'm not
just
going to
remember
ask you
I
to do a
enjoyed them
dramatic
back then.
reading. All right.
Darius
enjoyed them
says he
back then.
only liked the character Madison with 2 N's and a Y, but it's not where you think.
Darius, I agree. Madison was a ball.
And Theodore says Howard the Duck was like Shakespeare compared to She-Hulk.
The original
Shakespeare is
comic books are
overrated.
great. I
Sorry?
think they kind of the original comics were actually really great, but I think they kind of messed it up when they did the movie thing.
Well, Bunyan, what were you saying?
I was going to say Shakespeare is overrated.
And so Mr. Brown says, if you mod me, I will post the link from the discussion. And I have added. I don't know how Mr. Brown is not a mod, actually. I don't know
Yeah,
if
put
that
the
was
wrench.
an oversight.
Put the wrench on your keychain.
And I did.
Well, Captain
Put that on
Infinity's
there?
not a mod. Neither am I. So it must be a
Right.
very select club.
And I
Scotty, I can't change the laws of physics.
Oh my
right,
goodness.
exactly. Hail to Captain Finity. Captain Finity by proxy.
Alex Kurtzman, however, can change the laws of physics.
Why, thank you, Doctor.
So he wants to do some business with Mr. Brown to design an alternate cover for his comic.
Nice.
Hmm. And just to go back to some of the old, some of the starred stuff I don't think I've read yet. Sort of poopus earlier. There was a bit of a chat about how it feels to be in love, and Lord Thoth says it's like a vacuum of affection and pain. And Captain Finity agrees with you. That's exactly it, Scotty. The roller coaster. I'm literally sitting on a roller coaster.
Love
Yeah.
is so complex.
Love's in the air.
Snortapoopus said about that, I'm good at building romantic relationships. By the time I decided to trust the other person, they've moved on and found a true love elsewhere. Oh,
Well, that
I'm
happens
sorry
too.
about that, Snorty.
Yeah, the vomiting is a highlight.
Yeah.
The trouble is trouble is love is different with every person you fall in love with, right? It's not always the same thing.
You know what? And this is the worst problem. And
It's too damn complicated.
It's taken me all of my Capricorns to figure out, like, love is always an accident. So
yeah, it seems the best
you
ones
can't
just-
plan an accident.
That's right. You don't get to choose.
Hey, that's my sandwich.
What the hell?
The sandwich I sent forward in time 3 months ago when we had the Aronoff device. Look at that. I knew I was going to be happy to see it.
That was a very satisfying moment during
Very
season
much
3 of
so.
Orville.
Ugh, that stupid sandwich.
Yeah, but at least they if they didn't close up a lot of plot holes in season 3, but at least they did on that one.
Of all the things to tie up loose ends on, why that stupid sandwich? Who cares about the sandwich?
Well, we've opened
10
up.
seconds. I'm gonna send this sandwich exactly 10 seconds into the past.
Where'd that come from?
The future. Now, watch.
You know, I'm just looking for this as a weird ass ship.
That's what I was looking for when you
I
shared
can't
that.
find it. I can't find it anywhere.
Mhm.
I'm gonna demand brandy before I find this is a weird ass ship.
Well, you know what? Actually, that one should be near the top because that's an important one.
Oh wait, found it.
It's a goddamn weird ass place we work in. Let me tell you.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. So what is the most violent episode of Star Trek you've ever seen?
Which series?
Your choice.
I remember we were talking about this earlier. Actually, I'd go with the TNG episode Contagion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, somebody's head getting blown up. How much more? violent?
Conspiracy. It's called Conspiracy.
Oh, conspiracy. Okay, I get it wrong. But that's what
I
sold
just
me
want
on
to be accurate. I'm not admonishing you.
I mentioned this
thank
before,
you.
though. I mentioned this before. I think to Scotty before in another chat that I never got season 1 on the local channel, but my cousin got season 1 in his town, so he taped them for me, and then I went and visited him, and he said, "You got to watch this one." And we watched that one with the exploding head, and I was
That
like,
was
"Oh yeah,
gory.
this show's going to be good."
Now, okay, so I've never seen the Siege of Star Post AR-57, whatever, whenever Nog gets his leg cut off.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I've never seen that episode. I've never
I don't
seen it.
think I have either.
So I don't know how gory that is. And that also has emotional impact as well.
Well, it's like Chain of Command, isn't it? Chain of Command isn't particularly violent, but the whole torture element with Picard, that is the Picard torture episode, isn't it? Where
But I
he's
think
strung
I'm
up.
going
Where
more
he's strung
gore.
up.
Like when
Yeah.
I say violent, I don't mean emotionally jarring. I mean like gory violent.
Is that?
Yeah.
There's the one where is there a two-parter where Picard's in TNG where he's tortured by the
Yeah,
Cardassians?
David Warner. David Warner.
Yeah,
There are
that was
4
pretty
parts.
That was brutal. Yeah, I remember that one.
That's Chain of Command, right? Yeah.
That was pretty
Yeah,
violent.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
you're
chain
right.
of command. That's right.
It's great. It's
Yeah, I
great.
thought that was
That is
a really good episode.
That's one of Scotty's favorite captains.
Yeah,
Captain
Admiral, he does become Admiral in
Yeah.
Prodigy.
Ah,
Ronnie Cox as Captain Edward Jellicoe, my favorite after Kirk. You know what? I'm going to start putting Jellicoe in my
and
list.
about Star Trek, Captain Infinity says Star Trek is guilty of changing the laws of physics long before the film.
Oh, wait. We know. We have this thing. We have the quote. Oh, I know.
What can I do for you, Jim?
I said, give me the brandy.
That'll do.
Yeah, that's exactly how. That's exactly what Orson Welles would say as well, right?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Rhoda Poopus has a 3-parter here. I feel like I need to read his 3-parter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, he says, I had already seen The Mask of Mandragora and went to a New Year's party. They were watching the same episode. Every time one of the burnt corpses would show up, I'd say, it's a Mandragora helix. And then the others at the party would look at me and just make dismissive comments. Finally, when the big reveal happened, they looked at me in surprise. And then there's one more. I just shrugged and said, you have to know these things when you're a Time Lord.
Time Lord.
Yeah.
Oh. Delightful.
Mm-hmm. And Darius says Madison was the only character in She-Hulk who wasn't a parody, a satire, or making a point. She was the funniest character. No social commentary or political activism.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And Captain Infinity loves to talk about time travel and how my favorite movie of all time spits in the face of Edith. What? Okay, I don't know about that. I think it's totally fine stealing.
Hello. Yes! Yes!
He's a brutal little swine, isn't he?
Yeah, he's great. No, I love that movie. I was about his age when it came out. So it was a wonderful thing to see. A little kid who could take care of his family's home.
You know, the weird thing, though, Jill, is as an adult, I saw that. So I wasn't a kid, and I was actually rooting for the bad guys. Because it seemed like the kid was like just beating them too easily, right? And it's like, come on, you're bad guys. You got to have more resourcefulness than that.
Well, the weird thing is, it's kind of a PG-13. It's kind of a PG version of the Friday the 13th films, right? If you think about it, because Jason is protecting his home, right?
Mm-hmm.
I only have one real memory of seeing Home Alone for the first time, and it was my aunt took me to go see Home Alone, and we walked into the theater. The theater next to it was playing Predator 2, and that was the first time I was like, oh, I wish I was going in there.
Have you ever done that where you buy tickets from one movie but stroll into another movie instead?
I was with my aunt. It's not like I could be like, I'm going out for a smoke. I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
So did you enjoy the movie anyway, Scotty?
Oh, it's a holiday. It's a holiday classic. But if I had a choice between watching Home Alone or Predator 2, I'm always picking Predator 2.
Always.
Yeah, and Captain Infinity wants us to remember that that's not how time travel works. And yes, Lorville did kind of get the time travel wrong, but I still enjoyed that episode.
And this we agree on, Captain.
Okay, here's what I have to say to both you and the Captain when it comes to time travel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there air? You don't know.
What?
Well, that doesn't make
all
any sense.
You have is hypothesis. You have no definitive proof.
Well, there is, because the logic of it is what is the issue because of the paradoxes that shouldn't exist.
Oh my God, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
That was an incredible sentence, Jill. Can you repeat that sentence again? I really enjoyed that.
You enjoyed me saying that the reason why time travel needs
That was a great sentence.
Why it needs to be repaired, why it needs to be seen logically, is is that you run into these paradoxes that shouldn't exist. So when you go back in time, you're really going to a different timeline. Otherwise, you would have to deal with those paradoxes. But if you start a new timeline, then you don't end up with that paradox.
Pure poetry.
There she is. There she is.
Thanks, Jill. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Darius Munchausen says, hard to pick the worst character in She-Hulk. At me. But I'm considering the entitled rich kid who sued the maker of his suit when he caught people on fire by using it wrong. No, the worst character in She-Hulk was, the guy who called Jen a perfect specimen or something like that. Like that guy was the worst. But then they like the end of the season of She-Hulk, it turns into a car flipping into a spongy castle of meta references. And so I don't think that the season stuck the landing. But that's also because they didn't introduce the absurdity of the final episode earlier in the show, in my opinion. If they had done that, that's what I wanted. Like when I watched the last episode of She-Hulk, I was like, this is what I was waiting for, but they didn't do it soon enough.
Oh, they should have done it right from the beginning.
It should have been absurd from fucking go. Pardon the swears.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. That's like, what, 4? 4 swears?
I don't know. I got distracted when you started because I haven't seen the show, but it reminded me of Vina from The Cage. You appear to be healthy and intelligent, Captain.
Yeah.
A prime specimen.
Well, but also there's a lot of characters in the She-Hulk that objectify She-Hulk, and there's some like I can't argue with the fact that there's a little bit of woke comedy in the thing, but so did Fuller House.
A little bit? Are you out of your mind?
Have you seen it? Dalek, have you seen it?
Well, no.
No? Then you don't know. Then you do not know.
I've not sat down and watched a full episode, but I've seen enough.
Yes,
no, you have not.
I agree.
I've seen it all.
Oh, you can get a good gist of that show by clips.
Yeah, well, out of all of us here, I am the She-Hulk expert.
I mean, I've seen the whole thing, and I've seen clips, and I think I gleaned just as much from the clips as from the whole season.
Oh, we had sex bots. Thank you so much, Snortapoopus.
Oh, we
for
had
getting
sex
rid of
bots.
those.
We're popular. Yeah. You know why we had sex bots? Because we were talking about She-Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah.
She-Hulk and all that twerking.
Oh God, the twerking. No,
the twerking.
No, God, no.
The only thing She-Hulk did is tell me that Megan the Stallion is a person. Like I didn't know who that was before.
Mm-hmm. Thank you,
I told
Snortapoopus,
you.
for smacking.
I'm trying to be.
Mm-hmm. Captain Finity says Hawk Burnett had to die to maintain timeline verisimilitude, but nobody cares about removing 2 whales.
But
he had to save Earth.
Okay.
Let's not open that can of worms.
No, I'm going to do it succinctly. I'm going to explain this to you for the first, last, and only time. If anyone wants to clip this, I will try and be under a minute.
So Hot Burnett's versus 2 whales. Okay, go for it, Scott.
Here's the deal. If Edith Keeler had lived, she would have promoted a pacifist movement that would have made it so that Germany won World War II.
Yep.
We're done.
Yep.
Then, if the 2 whales that were taken out of the past had propagated the species, thusly negating their extinction, then you have an argument. But that was not the case. In the 23rd century, whales were already extinct. So not only are we helping the future by dissuading the probe, but we are repropagating a species of aquatic mammal.
And I think
that
that's the
may be
biggest thing.
beneficial to the biosphere.
That's what
And
I
not
take
only
away from
that,
Star Trek.
but Gracie is pregnant, and
That
so
is the most
things will
beautiful
go
part
on.
of it. The most beautiful part of Star Trek, we love the stories and the fantasy of it, but it
Wait,
actually has
Gracie,
an
like
impact
one of the
on real
whales?
life.
Yeah, Gracie, George and Gracie.
No. We're missing the magic of Star Trek. It starts with the stories and it ends with its actual impact on the real world. So that movie actually did help with everybody, with
You're talking about whale hunts, right, Jill?
yeah,
Russians.
Positive.
Oh, I remember back then the whale hunts were still going on like big time, and lots of poor whales were being slaughtered every year. And
And
I
Star
think that-
Trek 4 brought that issue to
Yeah,
light.
it raised consciousness. I
And it
agree,
was
Jill.
a
That was
beautiful
a
thing.
really.
This is-
I think it was a great film for that.
And
yeah.
this is not even. And this is not even going into the whole into not just the time travel, but everything else in that film that didn't make sense.
Oh
for
my!
Like for example, I'm sorry to bring this up again, but how the hell did they fit two humpback whales in the so-called the cargo hold?
Yeah,
of
man.
a Klingon bird of prey.
I agree. Yeah, that's
I
unbelievable.
so I found there's just enough room, but the whales won't be able to move. They'll just
Okay,
it's not going to
so-
be very comfortable for the whales.
So
Because
here's what
there's
we
enough
have.
volume, just
They
barely.
do transport whales that way, though, in real life, right?
May I set
That's
a
true.
table for
So
you?
they might be able to.
Well, they
be
just needed the semen,
immobilized
right?
For a while, right? Until they're safely delivered.
Men at sea.
Oh, okay.
No, okay.
Well, what was
May I set a table for you? Here's what we have. We have the 23rd century, and there is interstellar flight. People can travel faster than the speed of light. And here's where we get to, oh my stars, they had a human ship, and then they stole an alien ship. And then they were headed back to Earth from God's green acres. And then on the way back, there was a probe that wanted to find whales. And so they go back in time by going really fast around the sun. And then they land, they find the whales. They find the whales. And your problem with the movie is, I don't think they have enough space for those whales.
Well, then no, it's a valid concern, and I do appreciate it.
Oh, of course.
I think that my suspension of disbelief is dangling 1,000 miles
But I
above
think
Earth.
that
It's
there
a
are answers to
Klingon
it.
bird of prey. Which is a lot smaller.
Klingons aren't real, yo.
They should have had a D7.
Yeah, but they are when we're watching the movie.
And you're
D7
completely
would have been cooler.
You're completely
I am
missing
manipulating.
my point.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm being adversarial for no good reason. I apologize, sir.
I think.
Yeah,
both
there's
you
no
made good
way.
points.
There's no way they'd fit in there at all.
No, like you'd have to fold them.
They wouldn't.
But-
No,
but
they
the
wouldn't-
most-
they would not fit because a Klingon bird of
Yeah.
prey is
not big enough.
built for carrying cargo. It's built for
Yeah.
carrying Klingon troops.
That's
Yeah,
why
it's-
Scotty
it's
is a miracle worker.
It's a small, fast warship. It's not a cargo ship.
You're a
It's not
small,
big-
fast warship.
Well, that's why they had to
Research
find
ship.
the transparent aluminum to make a makeshift aquarium.
Yeah, because that's how that works, right? But the
Exactly.
most unbelievable
That's how
thing,
it works in the movie, anyway.
the
That's all they
most-
explain.
the most unbelievable thing is that in 1986, people still believe that's what a Scottish accent sounded like.
You leave the Canadian alone.
Yeah, don't diss Jimmy.
You know what? The weirdest
You know
thing
what?
about James doing is watching the movies and
okay,
watching the
so
original series
I
and being
actually
like,
talked
they're the
about
same
this.
guy?
I actually sent a super chat one time to the Critical Drinker, who is a real life Scots person.
He's a very much
And-
a Scottish person.
Yeah, and I asked him about Jimmy's
I'm
accent.
Scott.
And he said Jimmy Doohan is a natural treasure, but no. Yeah, he agreed.
Oh, no, not at all. No, I don't think he did a good
It isn't
job.
an accurate It
Wait,
isn't
wait,
an
he's-
accurate one, but it is the one that he was able to do, and he's an actor, so he had
Well,
to do
I
the best with
believe-
what he had.
Well, yeah, I believe he was doing an Irish act. He was trying to do an Irish accent, and for the whole audition process, he thought he thought the character was Irish. I believe. I think that's what it was. But yeah, something like that. Although in Nova Scotia is named after Scottish people that arrived there, right? It's New Scotland.
I've never heard the term New Scotland.
Isn't
Well, Nova Scotia does essentially translate.
Well, yeah, but I've never heard it put as New Scotland.
Oh yeah.
So
And,
maybe he wasn't aware of that. It's quite possible.
Yeah, no, he did amalgamate a whole different accents and meld them together into a brand new accent.
Well, and Jimmy Doohan started out on the CBC after he was in World War II, and I gained more respect for him, and I cannot say more positive things about Star Trek the Animated Series. It's something that I've been going through with Jill and Pop Culture Curator, and
true. He does
talking
so
about
many
that. And he
voices.
does so many voices. Like, he's such a talented mimic or voice actor or whatever.
Yeah.
And
he
so,
really was.
like, I do want to give him credit, and even if it's not necessarily the most accurate representation of a Scottish accent, I will allow him to work with the crayon box that he has.
The thing is, too, a lot of actors have done accents for many, many, many decades, and they're not always accurate. Let's face it. For a lot
You
of
look at
actors.
Peter Sellers.
Oh yeah.
You got to
And
give
also,
your
I wanna
actors a
say
little
hello
bit of, leeway.
To Ravens Cross 82. Hello.
kind of agree,
Happy
'cause
New
of-
Year.
Hello.
As far as I kind of agree, because as far as I far back as I remember, any British accent, any done by an American actor, it's always exaggerated horribly.
What about in Walking Dead, Dalek?
Yeah. Hey, what you talking about up in there?
I
Mine
think-
got the birthday start of a Jimmy.
But in terms of accents crossing the pond, I would say that European actors are better at doing North American accents than
Well,
North
that's what I meant
Americans
by
are
Walking
doing.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what's his name?
case in point, House, the actor for that, Hugh Laurie. He does such an incredible American accent. I didn't even know he was from the UK.
You stole him from us.
Yeah, he's
It's like the lead guy in Walking Dead. I mean, he's British, and I thought he was American.
We're not giving him back
Andrew
either,
Lincoln,
Dalek.
yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln.
Andrew
I thought he
Lincoln.
was totally American. It's like, wow, what a great job he did on that.
If you guys want Patrick Stewart, you can take him.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I don't think anybody wants him anymore much, do they?
But can we keep Henry Cavill?
I'm okay with that.
At least we still have Rowan Atkinson. I haven't lost him yet.
You can keep
Rowan
him. I don't
Atkinson.
care.
I like Rowan Atkinson.
I'll watch Blackadder and then call it a day.
Well, Mr. Bean was fun.
Mm.
Hey, have you ever seen A Thin Blue Line? That's another series.
Thin Blue
I
Line.
haven't,
Pretty
but
funny.
I saw part of it. But
There's like 2
What about-
seasons. It's worth checking out, Scotty. There's a lot of really good episodes. It's pretty funny.
What about not 9 o'clock news? Not the 9 o'clock news is pretty awesome as well.
Oh, I missed that one. I
Oh,
haven't seen those.
oh,
yet.
he's retracted his comment, but welcome to the chat, Cardinal Sin. Great to see you.
Hey.
Cardinal Sin, what's
So
going
happy to
on?
see you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Colonel Sin.
Really great.
Cardinal Sin, you were there. Like, okay, so PvP, you were talking about when Rob was doing his stream the other night, and PvP, you were so very gracious as to do what you always do. You Santa Claused all over my face, neck, and chest. And you were like, anybody who wants, you gifted 10 subscriptions to Rob's stream. Or to Rob's channel.
Wow.
It was crazy. Now, the thing is that stream has been since deleted. So I was wondering.
So I can't watch it.
That
You can't?
never happened. That never happened.
Never happened.
I should
Even
download
though I was there moderating on it, it never happened.
What? Wait, what string got deleted? Tone.
The one that you didn't see.
Observation.
The one that doesn't exist.
Observation.
It doesn't exist. We're not supposed to talk about Fight Club.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I knew I should have downloaded
I'm just
that one. I
wondering if
completely
those
missed it.
subscriptions actually
I
still
decided to
carry
see-
on.
Yes, they do.
Okay,
Once
that's
they're
good.
bought, once they're purchased and distributed, then I have to take this. I'll be right back.
You can take your time, lady. You should mute yourself. Thank you so much.
Oh, what was that? That music was from Red Dwarf. That was great.
Red
Yeah.
Dwarf, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was Red Dwarf.
Gee, you better be careful. You don't get a
It's like-
copyright thing either.
Ooh.
This is like the opening. That was like the opening notes of the opening
Yeah.
for Red Dwarf from the first 2 seasons of Red Dwarf.
I
Yeah.
love that show. Such a good series.
Yeah.
I really
Oh
got
yeah.
into it.
Oh
though.
yeah.
When
Red Dwarf's fantastic. I love
When
Red Dwarf.
Crichton
Yeah.
came in, that's what sold me on the show totally. It was like, this guy's
Yeah. That's when.
Even- Yeah.
I remember
Even
the
the original
episode-
version and Talkie Toaster. Don't forget Talkie Toaster.
Talkie Toaster.
Oh god.
Oh, that's a great one. Damian Lewis
Oh,
being
man.
an American, or
Mm.
like he's from
Toasting's the
England.
name. Toasting's the game.
Damian Lewis.
Would you like a nice croissant?
Would you like a toasted tea cake?
That was the voice of Talkie Toaster was also he was the original Crichton as well. David.
That makes
David.
sense.
Oh God, I've forgotten his surname, but he was the original Crichton as well before Llewellyn came in.
Yeah.
Ironically, Robert Llewellyn seems to be under the impression that as Crichton, he's doing a Canadian accent.
Really? That's kind of bizarre.
Yeah,
What about it?
yeah. Apparently,
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I
not-
gotta say,
well,
I've been alive a
well,
long
if you-
time. I've
well,
never
if-
heard
well, if
anybody
you-
say a boot yet.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
around these
well-
parts of Canada, anyway. Maybe it's like in Newfoundland or something, but
if you watch the show and see his scene as Crichton, he's definitely not trying to sound British. Like you know,
I
like
don't
he
ever
actually,
pick
yeah.
up any
like he,
Canadian
like he,
accents
act-
in
like
Red
he
Dwarf,
actually
really.
sounds.
Remember, like early Mel Gibson movies when you could almost hear a little bit of an Australian accent.
yeah. I mean,
I don't-
even in the original, even in the first Lethal Weapon, it was coming
Yeah.
through. But then again,
Well,
he was-
the way he says Raj is
Yeah.
Australian.
yeah. Well, wasn't he brought up in America though?
I
He was
think
born in America and
Yeah,
then
that's
went
right.
to Australia with his parents. I believe that they were professors or teachers. I may
Yeah.
be incorrect. But then went there. Some people call it draft dodging. I call it responsible parenting.
Bruce Willis, of course.
And so, yes, he lived in Australia, hence
Yeah.
working with George Miller and making one of the best post-apocalyptic car chase movies ever made.
Yeah.
Or 4 of them.
Road Warrior.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. The second film
I
is
love
a masterpiece.
I
Mad Max
absolutely,
2, The Road Warrior. Yeah.
I
From beginning to
implore
end.
you.
It's
I
just
implore you,
beautiful.
watch the first one. Watch Mad
Oh, I
Max
have.
again.
The first one's great.
Like,
The first one's great, but the
it doesn't
second
get
one-
enough love.
But
Yeah.
I love it. But the Road Warrior to me is the definitive. That's the
Greatest.
Mad Max I love.
It's one of the
And then-
greatest endings as well. the
Oh
first
yeah.
film.
Oh yeah.
With the hacksaw.
Oh, that
with the
ending!
hacksaw.
It's so haunting, right? Where you realize who the narrator is, and then
Yeah.
you see Max drifting off into
well,
the
both of
ethos.
them.
You know, into
Both
the,
All right,
into
we'll be
the
back in a
setting
second.
sun.
You guys are in charge.
Well,
Oh,
both
it's
of
so
them have
good.
a great ending because that him putting the handcuff on his ankle and giving him the hacksaw and just saying,
Mm.
"Oh, it'll be quicker to cut through your ankle."
They are great films. I think there's probably too many people that still aren't aware of those films in a way,
Yeah.
especially the first one. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't aware of the first film. I mean, I guess Road Warrior does get a lot of attention, but
Mhm.
deservedly
both
so.
brilliant.
But
Yeah, the thing is, the weird thing is, I have a weird love-hate relationship with Beyond Thunderdome. Sometimes
me
I watch
too.
it and I love it, and sometimes I absolutely hate it.
I
But
just thought it just went so off track from the second film. It was like almost like a totally different franchise in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, bringing in all the kids, and then as much as I love Tina Turner, and I thought she was great, I loved the way her career came back, and after all the hardships she'd had in life, she finally got to enjoy, the talent that she had and make something, with it. I still thought Thunderdome was overall disappointing, really.
Yeah, I kind of always wanted to see an Auntie Entity prequel. And I imagine, and who? Oh God, I was thinking of someone the other day, and it's just completely out of my head. But yeah, that could be awesome. But yeah,
it's just that I thought it was a good movie, but once it if I put it next to Road Warrior, it's like no,
no,
not on the same level.
Nope.
And what did you think of the remake that George Miller did? Like,
loved it. So
I have never held my breath for an hour and a half before.
I saw it and I thought this is good, but my main problem with the movie, Bunyan, is it was like, Max wasn't the central character anymore.
No.
So what?
And that really
he never was.
That pissed me.
Except the first one.
He was the central character in the second one. He's the guy.
No, he wasn't. He was a pawn. He was a pawn. Don't forget, at the end of Road Warrior.
Yeah, but if he
that tanker was filled with sand.
I know, but if he hadn't drove in the tanker, the diversion full of sand, the rest of
so
them
he
wouldn't
was
have
the
escaped.
diversion.
Yeah,
he was not the
key.
primary.
He was the key. He was the centerpiece to their plan.
He was a pawn. He was a useful idiot.
He was a pawn, but he was a key part of their plan.
But
he used him. He was still if he hadn't driven the truck with his experience,
PvP.
who would have?
May I ask you a question?
Always.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to give you a tanker truck. And your job is to ensure that this tanker truck. I'm asking a question. Hush your face. I'm asking you to take the most. I'm asking you to hush your face. I'm asking a question. So I am asking you to take a tanker truck full of the thing that will ensure our survival that way. I want you to make sure that this is the most important thing on your mind. Okay.
Of course.
Now, you are going to encounter insurmountable forces, and they are going to try and capture what you are transporting at all costs. Okay.
Sounds about right. Yeah, that's pretty much been the whole movie so far.
Right. So when you find out that you were carrying literal nothing, how do you feel?
Well, I don't know if it matters how I feel at that point because they've all
you were used.
Off.
They've used
they've
you.
They've all buggered off. So
betrayed.
They betrayed you. They sent you out to be killed and attacked by a bunch of fucking people. Pardon the swear. With like ski masks and like I don't know, razor boomerangs.
And my dog, and I lost my dog, and
they
my car.
were planning on you dying.
But the thing is, Max still didn't die. He survived.
No, I don't know. He's a legend, the Road Warrior.
Well, he was. I think that made Max even more heroic because, in spite of everybody around him betraying him, in spite of all the.
At the beginning of that movie, Max is alone, and at the end of that movie, Max is alone.
He came through. He did what he was an honorable man. He said, "Okay, I'm going to do this. You're going to trust me to do this. I'm going to."
I disagree with you wholeheartedly on this.
I'm going to do the best I can, and he did what he could, and he survived. And
Max Rockatowski is a tragic character.
I think he was heroic. Sorry, that's the way.
Speaking of driving trucks,
I love that.
there's a fun story about. Speaking about driving trucks, there's a fun story about Not 9 O'Clock News and Rowan Atkinson. Rowan Atkinson really wanted to drive a lorry because he loves cars and shit,
buses.
right? So they wrote a song called "I Love Trucking" just so that he could drive a lorry in it. That's the only reason it goes. I love trucking, I love trucking, I love trucking, and I love to truck. I love trucking. I love trucking. If you don't love trucking, tough luck. That is the song. And they wrote it just so that...
I don't need your fantasy women.
When I heard those lyrics, you could totally change the meaning of that song with one letter.
Yeah, that's why I put the fantasy women.
Exactly. I didn't miss that point.
It's a goddamn weird ass place we work in. Let me tell you.
Absolutely. Well, that's why I wanted to say Captain Infinity wants everybody to know 2 times that Singing in the Rain is actually not a documentary.
But
that's what I heard.
It's a fun film, though.
It is.
Yeah.
I enjoy. Good morning.
I would sing
Good
it, but
morning.
don't copyright. I was going to sing in the Rain, but I know it's a no.
You know, the only way this channel is not making money is if Eugene Bird unsubscribes.
Make a blast.
Well, yes, exactly. He's
And
great.
Matt G. Sorry, Matt G. also is a great
Also,
supporter.
What's this?
I also love to hear from Cardinal Sin. He likes to say he loves Red Dwarf, Doctor Who, Blake 7,
Oh yeah.
Space 1999, UFO,
UFO.
UFO, Blackadder, UFO. I have reviewed a few episodes of UFO. I need to get back to that.
I love the soundtrack. Like,
yeah, it's been a while.
UFO wants me to buy a record player.
Mm-hmm. And actually, I've been told I need to go to a New Year's celebration tonight, and that I need to get ready for it.
Oh,
so
tonight.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy a
London?
Well, see, the problem is my brother is only in town tonight instead.
Oh, that'll be fun. It's 3D.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to party with the brother.
Yeah. Oh, and Snortopoopus wants to borrow the Fantasy Women, asking for a friend. See, because I wanted to hang out here a lot longer. I thought the party would be later, but apparently it's now.
Oh.
So I'm sorry for having to end this earlier.
Frakes wanted to go on and destroy Thunderbirds instead.
Jill, there's always you could always just leave us. You could always just leave us chatting here together once you leave.
Yeah,
Well,
Scotty, do you have the ability to end the broadcast?
hang on. Let me look.
Oh,
let me
this
look.
is not a good sign.
We can always just a little after our
I don't have the ability to end the broadcast. No.
Oh crap, we're screwed.
No, we're
I
not
guess you could
screwed.
No, that's not true. If you do want to stay here and hang out, you can. You just have to call me when you want me to end it.
No, how about we end the stream now? Because I believe the old adage of entertainment is leave them wanting more.
Absolutely, and that's actually true. So, and the chat has been so incredible. I had 85 comments I didn't get to get through. I have too many wonderful people here in the chat, like Snortopoopus Cuber, Captain Infinity, Pod Racing Palpatine, Yamas Queen Jess, and Donnie Pearson, Bunny and Snipes, James Caserta. And
Mr. Brown's Alliance, Lenrod,
Mr. Brown's Alliance.
Why is this chair so itchy?
Absolutely.
Ravenscroft.
And you know, the most exciting thing is meeting you, Bunny and Snipes. You're absolutely incredibly knowledgeable and fascinating to listen to regarding movies and stuff. And so thank you for joining me here today.
We have.
I don't mean to be dismissive. Have you guys met before?
No. Well, not except here in the right here. No.
But we were on a Zoom chat the other day, right?
Oh yeah, I guess we are. That explains why you're who. Okay. That makes no sense. I guess I didn't realize I didn't correlate this Tony with that Tony, and now I know why you know so much.
Oh, we're using our real names?
It says Tony at the end of his name right there. Tony J.
Sorry, I'm being protective of Bunyan.
Ah, yes. Oh, yes. The other. It is confusing, yes.
Well, anyway, now that mystery is solved, thank you for joining us.
So, do you want to Okay,
And-
so are you going to end it?
Yeah, I'm gonna end
Yay.
it, but you got to talk about your channel and stuff.
Oh, okay. So, guys, I hate to disappoint everyone, but tomorrow night, New Year's Eve, we're going to be talking about both Glass Onion and Knives Out, because I saw Glass Onion. I have not yet seen Knives Out, but I really liked Glass Onion, and so that's what our Halloween, our New Year's Eve.
Well, the new year can be a little scary.
So I'm going to be celebrating all things Daniel Craig tomorrow night with a framework of a game of Clue.
It's okay. So these movies are like Clue. They're whodunit.
Well,
mysteries?
one of them. I know, and you know what? I know that there is some gripe with Bunyan, because he said, "Why doesn't Ryan Johnson know that the Mona Lisa was not painted on canvas?"
No.
If you watch the film, it burns like wood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I haven't seen it, but if you want to tell
yes.
us more, do you have anything you want to share, Tony?
It burns like canvas.
No, it doesn't.
But I think it was done on purpose. I think it was done on purpose because it's just proof that it was a fake. Oh, anyway, let's not go there. We'll talk about that. Whatever.
We can talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah,
And well, yeah, talk about it. Yeah, definitely talk about it tomorrow. And
That's a good idea.
you're gonna have a great stream. Is there anything you would like to share, Tony?
I don't know. If anyone likes the game Jackbox, we can always play a game later. Maybe on New
Jackbox
Year's
is
Day.
great. I love Jackbox. You going on a live stream later? Or?
Maybe New Year's Day if we can get enough people playing.
I'll play.
1,000 people play.
Yeah, I like Jackbox. That's a lot of fun.
I just got Jackbox 9, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
Okay,
I'm gonna
great.
I'm gonna have to relearn it.
That could be fun. That game.
So,
Yeah.
Scotty, your real name isn't R37?
No, that's not
Says
my
Herc
last name.
130.
It's a pseudonym.
Still
And-
have no idea what it means, but
Neither do I.
Dalek, could you tell us about your channel and what you have coming up in 2023?
Oh,
Or,
sorry,
New
I was,
Year's or whatever.
Well, it's fun. Well, it's funny you should well ask me that now. I was actually just thinking about maybe after this stream's over, maybe starting my own stream.
Well, actually, I think Captain Infinity's starting a stream. If you want to go to his stream, or I don't know, whatever, whatever you guys want to do.
Well, okay. Either I save mine and I go to his, or I could start mine. He'll come
Well,
to
you
mine.
could start your own. You could start your own at the same time too, because you got to stream when you want to stream. Otherwise, you'll never stream.
I suppose that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So go
Isn't
start
that,
your
that's
stream.
not happy talking, isn't it? You've got to have a stream. If you don't have a stream, how are you going to make a stream come true?
Yeah.
there's a musical there.
Yeah.
somewhere.
Somebody's always going to be. You're always going to be streaming over someone. So if there's something you need to share, you got to get on there and share it.
That's right.
I'm going to be belly dancing over at my OnlyFans.
Oh God.
Well, anyway, I might be streaming tonight, or I might be streaming tomorrow. I'm thinking about streaming tomorrow. Yeah, obviously, because tomorrow's New Year's Eve and all that, and maybe and going into next year, I don't know. Maybe I'll finally get around to doing some more reviews of some of my favorite shows or favorite movies. Like, for example, that idea I had about reviewing the modern series of Doctor Who from Eccleston to Capaldi.
That'd be dope.
That's
be great.
a great idea, because you got to
That's a
go with
great
what
idea.
you know, and if
I
you
bet
have the ability to talk extensively about these topics, people are going to be interested and they're going to come to your channel and listen to your expertise.
And with the
On
more
Doctor
recent
Who.
doctors, I think you might get more viewers that way too, Dalek.
Jill, did you just say I'm Doctor Who?
No, I didn't.
No, the only reason I ask is I thought I heard you say that, and I would like that to be my notification sound whenever I get a text.
I didn't say that, but I'll say that for you now.
I'm Doctor Who.
I'm Doctor Who.
Shut up, Dalek. We gotta get
everybody
this
be
clean.
quiet. Here we go.
I'm Doctor Who.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not Doctor Who. Oh my god.
Thank you for the disclaimer.
Actually, Jill, you'd probably be a better doctor than the ones they got clams to.
Well, I would
It's only one.
Almost anybody would be a better doctor.
If
than
I
the
if I were asked to be the doctor, I would actually watch everything before I even said yes.
I've said this. I've said this before. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think either the two perfect. I think even though he's technically done it before, I think the two actors I think would be perfect as the Doctor would either be Hugh Laurie or Rowan Atkinson.
Oh wow, that's an interesting. Wow.
And
you know who I would take? I would take Hugh Grant.
He might. Yeah, he might work. He might work. Well, technically he has been the Doctor before, but not officially.
I like Richard Ayoade.
Because back in I think it was like 2003 they did like an online animated story of Doctor Who and Richard. No, you said Hugh Grant, not Richard E.
Matt Berry.
Oh, that would be a good one. Matt Berry would be a great Doctor, but I've heard people think that Richard Ayoade would be a good one.
Yeah, that's the one I like. He played Moss on the I2 Crowd, and he'd be fantastic. I think he has the right personality for it.
I think I want Chitwell Ejiofor.
Yeah.
I'm just still thinking about Rowan Atkinson that you brought up. Like, I know he's pretty much branded as Mr. Bean, but I think
he couldn't do it.
I don't know. I think Rowan. Yeah, I think he's got a dramatic actor in him there somewhere, and if he tuned into the right focus on Doctor Who, I think Rowan Atkinson could be pretty damn good. Actually,
but I think about Ed O'Neill and how his career, like he was Popeye Doyle, yeah, in the TV movies. Like he was a great dramatic actor. And then when Ed O'Neill went into Married with Children, he couldn't get a job to save his life because he was always pigeonholed as being a comedic actor. And so I wouldn't want and I think the same thing would happen with Rowan Atkinson, is that when you would just look at him and say, "Oh my stars."
He hasn't.
Anyway, I have to let Snoopy out before I have to.
Yeah, exactly. So this stream is ending perfectly. For more information like that, for more discussions on Doctor Who that is more knowledgeable than you'll find here, go to Dalek's channel where he knows all of the things.
Yeah. If you've got a question for me about Doctor Who, please come check out my channel.
Yeah, and so I'm good for Star Trek. Hello to PvP. Do you have anything you want to share? And you almost have 200 subscribers, and you've done absolutely nothing. Yeah. That's amazing.
Well, I don't think,
but
I
not
nothing.
But
thank you for
you've made some
my
great.
Numbers. Anyway, I think I've got 69 now, so that's a couple more than I had a week ago.
Oh, 69. I thought you were saying you had 200 subscribers.
Oh, no,
the
I
best
never
number.
said that. I wish I had, but I don't.
I don't know where I heard that. What?
Since I don't have any actual videos I've ever made, I just have updated my playlist again. I just had another album, Grace Buckley's Grace album, or Jeff Buckley's Grace album, which is one you should check out because it's really good. So always adding more music.
Okay, great. And so I want everybody to have a wonderful, I wish this could have gone on a little longer because I don't think I got to talk about some of the one of the things that one of my favorite things about 2022 were all of the old movies that I saw for the first time, mostly through the Phantasmagorium show where they had, that Scotty's on, and he talked about a bunch of Tarantino movies that I hadn't seen before, and
Yeah, I was going to talk about old movies that I kind of thought about again.
Yeah,
this
no,
year,
we didn't
and,
even get to that.
And we
Like
didn't.
this year for the first time, I saw Buckaroo Banzai, Event Horizon,
Yay,
Sin City, lots of all the Tarantino movies.
I had so
Except
many
for
movies I wanted to talk about.
I'm only missing Jackie Brown. That's the only
Did
one
you
I need
see
to see.
Death Proof?
Yeah,
You liked it?
yeah. Death Proof. That's one of the.
That's the car chase movie.
Yeah, I saw
with
that.
Kurt Russell. Okay, cool.
Mhm. I saw
Neat.
all of those, and then
Yeah.
for the first time, I also saw The Rocketeer and
Yay.
Westworld, and I wanted to talk about all of these movies, but obviously, I'm not going to have time. But that was,
Still not
if I get a chance.
patch. Still not a patch on the Old Republic serial Undersea Kingdom, starring Crash Corrigan, though.
It's on YouTube for free, everybody.
It is
don't
indeed.
forget,
It is.
Don't
it
forget
is
to
indeed.
subscribe to Crash Corrigan on the tubes that are used.
Yeah, and also remember to subscribe here and hit the bell just in case, so that because YouTube isn't always great at telling you when I'm streaming.
Yeah, give it a thumbs up too, folks.
And thank you everybody on the panel. Thank you the chat. And Sorta Poopus, I hear the critter calling mommy. Yeah, okay, yep, they exist. Happy New Year, everyone, and
you too,
join us next Tuesday when we review
Next Monday.
Well, Monday for the animated series, we're going to review
The Pirates of Orion.
the first episode of season 2, Pirates of Orion,
Oh, I
and
can actually join that one in. I'll be here.
Tuesday, we are going to make a cannon out of sulfur and potassium and diamonds and some bamboo tubes.
yes, and I'll close this out with a preview for that. Maybe a few extra videos too.
Can we go now?
We can go now. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye.
Happy New Year.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings and felicitations. I object to intellect without discipline. I object to power without constructive purpose.
Those poor people.
I would never live in the 24th century. I fucking hate the next generation. Only the original series, only classic.
Yeah.
I love TNG, by the way.
Can't argue with that one.
Well, we ain't found shit.
Mhm.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
Picard's best moment.
We could say that. You could easily say that about a lot of things these days.
Mhm.
I've been acting for 35 years. 135 credits on IMDb. I was in a long-running series. You might remember it. Star Trek. But all I'm known for is combing the desert and saying, we ain't found shit.
No opportunity. There was no pause. He just kept talking in one long, incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic so that no one had a chance to interrupt. It was really quite hypnotic.
They like you very much, but they are not the hell your whales.
Avatar 2.
Are we still on?
You like music?
Huh?
I was just asking if you like music.
I do, Dan. Yeah, I like music.
I like it too. And food.
One more. Oh, I need a minute to find it. I need the the preview for Arena. And that's
This is
last
what you
week.
get for not showing up to rehearsal, Jill.
Well, this one's always good to replay.
Well, click the button.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to one of your original questions. What was so good about what did Star Trek do right? And Andrea Kindred was, I think, the executive assistant to Gene Kuhn on the original show. And I recently got to interview her, and she said something that I think was so important. Someone asked her, what was the best thing about Star Trek? And she said, it was entertaining. So it allowed a huge number of people in to listen to new ideas and concepts. I wish some shows remembered the entertaining part.
Yeah.
You do need to welcome people in.
Captain's log, stardate 3045.6. The Enterprise has responded to a call from Cestus 3. On landing, we have discovered that the outpost has been destroyed.
How can you explain a massacre like that? You must make certain that the alien vessel never reaches its home base.
I intend to. Firing phases, Captain.
What about the captain? If I could help him, I would. I cannot.
We destroyed invaders, as I shall destroy you.